How dare you?
Why are you? He always does this. Just to rub it in my face. I can't even get out of this thing.
What? You got a Rancor too now?
His is bigger.
What?
Yes.
Yours has like big crazy horns and shit.
No, his is the cantina. His is the cantina.
Oh my god.
Edition.
Oh my god.
Listen, he has spikes. Listen, I'm not grateful. I'm very grateful for the adopted. He's got spikes. Look at him. Well, now he won't stop. See, he plays this game. Like I try to catch up to him, and then he just runs away. Stop running.
No, my brother is just the Tard Wrangler of the two of us. He has to lead us around and be like, "Come on, come."
Do you see his spikes? They're orange.
Yes, they are. Quite nifty. And yours has big gnarly horns. What are you crying about?
No, his are orange.
No, I get that he has the like spikes around his back and stuff that are orange and everything, but you got big gnarly horns on the freaking head of the Rancor you got. Pretty cool.
No, his are orange.
Did you want what? You wanted orange? An orange spiked Rancor? Would that have made you feel a little better?
No. Where are we going? I'm hungry. There's stuff at a gas station.
Own your truth. You know, it was difficult. It was at first. I mean, you just cornered me like that and everything, but you know, it's a little liberating now to know I can like Star Wars in more ways than I ever imagined. Dave Filoni is the savior of Star Wars. KK is doing an amazing job. The people out there are just blind and can't see it. So yes, thank you. I can stop lying now.
What? What the fuck?
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sith number 96. Hope you are all doing well tonight. I was kind of scrambling behind the scenes because I realized some things were not set up properly, like going directly to YouTube. I did not have it set, but I got it right in time. Otherwise, I'm your host, The Fractured Filter. Hope you're all doing great. And with me, as always, my host, my friend, my companion, all this nonsense in the world, Jay Hitman. How are you tonight, sir?
Welcome aboard, son. That's my general Hammond impression. Welcome aboard, son. It's always son. Everything.
Yes. You're doing good. You're doing good.
Dude, fantastic, man. I'm so excited to jump in and watch Stargate. I did not say this before the show. I was at work the other night and I was talking to somebody who just enjoys just Disney Star Wars and who knows about our show, and I was trying to get him to watch Stargate. I've been promoting Stargate. I don't know if you have. I've been promoting this thing like crazy, right? Like, you need to watch it, you know, and all these, you know, people I talk to is like, well, when did it come? Like, I haven't even heard of it. Like, what is this? When did it come out? I'm like, it came out in 97. Like, I wasn't even, what? 97? And anyway, so like, I was telling him about it, tried to get him to watch it, showed him a picture, and he was like, wasn't about it, but he's like, wait, well, like, what do you like? Your show's like Star Wars. Like, what do you mean? Why are you watching Stargate? I was like, Star Wars is dead. We're done with Star Wars. Like, it's dead. I had a Kowalski moment. When a gould, you know, when the gould overtook him, you know, my eyes lit up, and I was like, it's dead. Jaffa. But no, man. Yeah, it's surprising because like some people like they like either they haven't heard of it or they're like, is this? He said, is it still relevant? He's like, this came back in 97. Is it still relevant? I haven't even heard it. I was like, go slap yourself, please.
just give that firm pip hand slap.
No, but like I was offended because I'm like I just found out about Stargate SG-1 obviously like when a couple months ago when we were actually originally when we were originally talking about doing it, and I haven't watched it. I always thought Battlestar Galactica was better, but man, it's fantastic.
Well, hey, it's always good to learn something new for each day, right?
But what's funny about that conversation is like, are you like, why? Like, no, he's like, no, you guys aren't done. You're not done with Star Wars. I was like, yeah, we are. Like, it's done.
We're
it's
done
dead.
certainly watching the new episodes and everything and reviewing them. We'll talk about, like we said last week, we'll talk about any topics that come up and that we
didn't
find
like. I called them
necessary.
Felonious. I called them Dave Felonious. Killed it.
You have to drop in the private chat who that is, because now I'm curious.
Oh, I will.
But yeah, I mean, we'll maybe like if there's any topics worthy of it, absolutely. Otherwise, yeah,
we may go back. When that happens, we may bring back the old Saturday Night Sith. But I think system. I mean, going forward, they're just no, because I haven't been depressed in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks since we've been doing Stargate. Not depressed anymore.
It's brought you out of the funk.
No, I don't know about you, but like it's just I'm not dreading having to read the stupid.
Right.
And I'm just like, at this point, I was like, well, you believe what you want to believe. And if you think it's great, then go watch it. But I would rather not watch a show where somebody's looking for their sister for 6 episodes and then the dude's just eating cereal.
Nothing ever comes of it.
No. And that's, so it's like, but they were shocked.
I'm glad Stargate has been working as a good palate cleanse. Now, if we could just get Rhino to goddamn watch the show and get away from Star Wars as well, I think the world could begin healing a little bit.
I think we should start I was thinking about starting like a GoFundMe for Rhino for like McDonald's specifically, because I think that's the only thing that would like bring him away from it is like, if like, here's a GoFundMe, this is for your McDonald's, this is for you, and you can only access this if you watch the show. Like that'd be like we make that like a contingent for him to access the GoFundMe.
Let me get to the chat now really quick. It doesn't show up now on the restream side, but Skirmitar was in here earlier, which hail to you, sir. He said, nice thumbnail, thank you. We've got Dan Blackroyd, were declared or was declared. He needs to know, I need to know the hidden meaning of the title or I won't be a whole person. It's just merely me being goofy, and also a play on or just using basically just this scene from Futurama.
Unless, of course, war were declared.
What's that?
War were declared.
And we'll get to what war were declared in a moment or so. And hey, hello to you, Sparta Chris. Hope you're doing well, sir. There's been I certainly leave it to people like Open Airlock and OG Star Wars that already talked about it for like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Ewan McGregor's recent words about being in the prequels and stuff like that. Go check out their streams and everything.
Oh, if I missed something, I just now follow all the Stargate SG-1 fan pages. Like I don't even follow
you
Star Wars anymore.
You completely switched over.
No, I'm a totally different person. Like I'm telling you, like I'm so happy now. What did I miss? What has this? What's?
It was basically kind of Ewan McGregor kind of almost lamenting the idea of what they were getting into when it came to Star Wars and stuff like that.
Joy! What did the executive producer of Kenobi have to say?
But it sounded like it certainly sounded like he was being more praiseful towards like the Kenobi show and stuff like that. So yeah,
of course he is. And you know why he is? Because he needs work. He needs to continue to have a job. He needs to continue to pump this show.
Absolutely. So like I said,
that's just really quick, because now this is old Jake coming back. Well, finish the chat. Finish your chat.
Okay. Dan Blackroyd asking, are we in danger? Are the bombs coming? Not in that sense, no. This is going to be more related into video games and video game antics, culture and stuff like that. Nothing in the, I guess, nothing of seriousness in that, in the actual bombs dropping on us.
Well, depending
Not
on where
that
you live, I mean, that's a whole nother
Right.
issue. But
no, this is it's gonna be it has to do with what also Melee Games they were talking about, and James is as always very passionate and very exuberant, and he said we are declaring war. What that war is and on whom I'll get to in a moment. Hail to you, Nerdy Neo. How's it going? Meteor Advocate Timon, hello. Saying hey yo. Back at you. But yeah, so do you want to talk about this Kenobi thing really quick?
No, I just finished my thought here. That is just so it's just dumb, and it just irritates me because it's like you have it's what irritated me about the whole thing was like they brought back Hayden and they brought back Ewan, whatever, however you pronounce his name, and these are the two guys that like were under George, like worked with George for the move, the like 2 out of 3 prequels, and then Obi-Wan, then Ewan 3 out of 3, and then to praise this dumpster fire is just, I mean, to think anything other than like he's doing it because he wants to remain relevant or he needs. I don't get it, man. I don't understand. I don't understand how you can work with George. You can learn with George. I've said this for years. You learn from George, you work with George, and then George leaves, and then you praise and think that this other guy that worked with George and claims to learn with George, who actually then later says that Kathleen is his guy, or I'm sorry, it's his person, whatever.
Yeah.
To back something that is completely just contrary to what George created is asinine. And the waters become very subjective because, again, you have two sides of the field. You have the loyalists and you have the crazy people who think, the other people that know nothing about lore, know nothing about the EU, just think everything that Disney pumps out is the true canon. Yes, right. And so, but what really bothers me and what irritates me is like, we've seen this. We see Timothy Zahn did it. John Jackson Miller did it. Now Ian's like all these people. Now John Jackson Miller, I don't think had any affiliation, obviously, with George, but he wrote the book, meaning, and George had to approve it. So there were like, these are people that have predated. These were pre-Disney people. Timothy Zahn, Jackson, Ian, all these people, right? And then you come out and just praise the show. Like, what are you praising? What are you praising? The fact that they sold a Lego set, a 40-piece Lego set that was $45. Like, what are you praising? There's nothing to praise about this show. It broke continuity. It broke lore. It made Obi-Wan look like a girl. I'm not saying it from a sexist perspective, like literally like a crybaby.
All the sexism.
All the sexism. A blabbering baby, right? And I can sit here and confidently say that because I've read the books. Not only did I read John Jackson Miller's book, we were reading was it a Fate of the Jedi? The one that OG recommended. Was it Fate of the Jedi?
Oh,
those books, the books that you bought on eBay, the whole set.
Oh, the Last of the Jedi. The young
yes.
adult novels or whatever they were, or whatever.
But even though they were young adult novels, they still portrayed Obi-Wan better than Kenobi did in the show. And it was his flipping show.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't his show because we had Leia involved in it, which is another thing. Like, so it's just like
one thing after another. Yeah.
Without going on a tangent, that's like in 30 seconds times 4 how I feel. I'm probably sure that Star Wars Theory probably agrees that with Ian that it's the best show ever. Because he's got to remain relevant too.
Although it's kind of an interesting thing considering he's been hanging out with the Geeks and Gamers crew more now.
Well, so I don't. I'm going on record right now to say I don't trust Geeks and Gamers, and I don't. They like.
Wow.
I don't because they hang. It's like you're hanging out with people that I don't know, man. In my opinion, if you're gonna stand for one thing, why are you affiliating? I don't know. I don't know. I don't care for them. I guess personally, and that's fine because they're worth a lot of money. They've got a lot of money, and I'm nobody. I'm just a peon. But that's just my personal opinion. I just don't.
Lots
I
of
will.
weirdness, lots of drama and shit like
No,
that.
I
I,
have my
I myself have kind of stepped away from a lot of that stuff as of late, so I can't say it.
I don't need to be relevant, and I don't need to hang out with people that I like need
the cloud or anything like that. Yeah,
we have our inner circle of people who we associate with and we follow, who I personally believe aren't trying to really remain relevant or try to become relevant. They don't need to, because the proof is in the pudding, right? So like Open Airlock, OG Star Wars, Scripture, all the people that we follow, like there's no need. Like we're not running a business. They're running a business.
This is kind of where Black Red says hypocrisy ruined a lot of channels.
Absolutely. True words. It does, man. And that's why I told you I don't want to become monetized, right? Because then the hypocrisy can slip in, because now you're running a business. I don't know. I truly think I've said this before. If you become monetized, you need to always remember why you're doing what you're doing, right? Because when money becomes involved, then there's a potential that like you can lose the passion, or the money can drive you and can drive what you're doing and what you're saying. This is very subjective, and this may be biased, but I genuinely think at some point in time, Star Wars Theory probably did love Star Wars. I'm not going to argue that. I'm not in the dude's head. I don't know his life. I think he probably genuinely did, because of how he talks about when he was a kid and everything. But then money became involved, right? And what happens?
Shit, I was about to say something. Now I completely forgot the hell I was going to say. Keep going.
No, I just that's why I don't like money involved in stuff, because money changes people. There's the potential. Let me retract my statement. There's the potential that money can change people, right? And then you start doing something for money. I don't know the dude, right? He may genuinely love Star Wars, and that's fine, right? And we have our disagreements and we have our differences in opinion and whatnot. But I just, with Geeks and Gamers, like, and I did follow them. I remember when you and I first started this thing, you told me about Geeks and Gamers, and I started following them. But it's an enterprise, man. They're a bunch of people. Yeah, they're friends and they do stuff, but it's like, to Dan Blackbird, like, hypocrisy corrupts streams, corrupts channels.
Well, and you and I have also talked about it when it comes to Theory and his fence sitting ways, which is very obnoxious at times.
Now, I guess if you were to tell me if Geeks and Gamers were associating with Star Wars Theory, because Geeks and Gamers, well, I'm just going to use the example, right?
As Star Wars Theory, they used to do their streams together with Drunk 3PO, with Jeremy. They used to all kind of hang out. Something happened. They all kind of split off. You can make your own, I hate to say theory, but I mean, you can theorize all you want with whatever rift became between them. It happened. They stopped doing stuff together. Now there seems to be a mending of bridges between them. They're all hanging out.
I don't know. I look at it like this.
Hey, good for them. They want to, but
I guess
I've moved. I'm somebody that always kind of floats between groups and stuff like that. I'm very observant. I check things out. I see who seems legit, who seems on I'm trying to think of how to say this, but it's, and I've stopped following Geeks and Gamers once upon a time ago, a while ago too, when I was watching E-Day Cobra kind of, professedly, kept going on about Force Awakens was good, and also kept wanking off Ahsoka, and I was just like, this is a bunch of horse shit. And but then that was also where I was in a position to just completely remove myself from any of the communities, and I stopped using Twitter for a while again.
Yeah.
Since we've been doing this, makes that a little harder for me to do my disappearing acts and everything. But but yeah, I think they're just kind of, it is like people say, go outside, touch grass. You do kind of disconnect from a lot of things for a while.
if they're
Sometimes.
hanging out, if geeks and gamers, is just for, I'll use the example, if they're true Star Wars fans, like Lucas fans, right? And they're hanging out with Star Wars theory, and then they're bending the knee, then I have an issue with that, right? Because then you're just hypocrite. But if they're hanging out with him because they want to, I won't say change his mind, but like have the conversation, be like, hey, like, dude, like this is, I don't know.
They've been kind of doing that. Like Theory's been doing live streams with like Ryan Cannell and Mahler, and they've been
That's the
kind
thing,
of
though. Ryan
talking
Cannell is
about
so. I remember you sent me it was a link, or it was a Ryan
yeah, it
Cannell
was
did the University.
yeah,
right?
University with Tim from Open Airlock
Yeah.
Policy,
So you
and
have
he knows his shit too.
he does, and they were both in tandem with each other. They were both like, and so I don't know that, but I look at all this too, and it's like, why are they hanging out? Because Theory has a dude's worth $2 million, whatever
could
he's
also
worth.
be looking a little too deeply into this.
That's what I do. That's what we get paid for. What do you mean? We have Sheefster's picture on here. We have to do him justice. We have to be cynical.
I gave him the link too, so he can come in when he wants to.
We could, but like, I don't even know how we got on that.
I mean, a lot of people, like, again to Blackroyd's point, hypocrisy and everything. They want to say how much they hate these things and everything like that. Yet they do have their park hopping channel, which quite often their members are going to places like Disneyland and all of that, and they themselves go. I mean, for people that hate this company so much, they certainly will spend the money to go to these parks, because it's not like they get sponsorship or anything to do it.
Like,
they don't get a free ride to go in.
That's why I have such a issue with Drunk 3PO, man, because he does the park hopping channel, and I know that's like your job, or that's what you've built your platform on. But like, if you're gonna sit here, and I'm a hypocrite too, man, because like, I've been to Disneyland, but I go to Disneyland because it's a family thing with the nieces, right? Like, I'm not going there, and I'm not, like.
Oh, yeah,
so
you're spending time with your brother and your
right.
nieces,
so
stuff like that. Yeah.
But with that aside, I'm not out here. I don't know, like, oh yeah, I hate Disney and all this. Now I'm gonna go like. There's a difference between like, we hate Disney and we're watching the show, but we're not watching the show because we secretly are finding enjoyment out of watching the show. We're watching the show to review it and just actually see
that's
how
what we
bad
talked about last week, right? That was the talk about why we were stepping away. It's like, well, we came into it all with the intents of wanting to call out and I mean, I guess this is a common story with some of us too, because Alora has talked about this, and like, it's like we wanted to call out the shit for what Disney was doing with Star Wars and stuff like that, and kind of call out the shills and everything, and just kind of call the bullshit. But at the same time, there is a point where it's just kind of like it's also tiresome.
yeah, no, for sure.
And you could focus your energy, yes, on, and I mean, I don't care about hate watching. You can hate watch or whatever, but it does come to a point where it's like you have to stop supporting these things one way or another. Think, vote with your wallet. Stop getting streaming services and everything like that. I get it. For some people, it's called, you have it through your phone plan for free or whatever, directly through them. All right. But if you are like spending your own money to directly support these people and then cry, why aren't we getting better entertainment or anything like that? There you go. You are still feeding the beast. And, I'm also among the same mindset of somebody like Tuscan Bob, who wants the whole this is where I'm different from a lot of these people in these spheres. Is I want it to all burn down. I want the movie industry to burn down. I want the comic industry to burn down. I want the video game industry to burn down. I want the music industry to burn down. I want it all.
They're so established. So they're not going to. They're not going to.
I know. It's the most hopeful, wishful thinking in the goddamn world.
No. What do we talk about?
Way to crumble to zero, basically, to try for a fresh start of some kind. I want change. I don't want to just, like horseshoe theory and shit. Oh, we're just gonna go to the next side, bounce back and forth. No. Let's fucking. I want the whole field crushed down, and let's start over. It's the most implausible thing in the world. I know.
Well,
I'm not
no,
delusional.
I guess
It's something I would much prefer because it's just I just see it as the way to go.
Yeah.
But again, I'm a lunatic.
I think you can definitely like make a difference. We were talking about on last week's show. It's like with the whole Anheuser-Busch thing and the Target thing. Like you can put you can put a hurt into these people, right?
Yes, you can.
But what
is
it? But what does it take? It takes lazy conservatives, generally speaking,
yes,
or people who it takes people with to find their morality and hold and stand up and actually do it. We talked about the voting thing. It's like, and this isn't subjective. They did a poll that says, most Republicans, conservatives, when it comes to they're very vocal, right? But when it comes to voting day, they don't come out and vote because they got to take the kids to soccer practice. They just don't come out to the polls. They're very vocal, but you can't. And then the Democrats and liberals, and that's what's so dangerous, because when you can get the liberals to the voting booths, well, now you got to fight, right? So it's like that when you say like I want it to happen, it could happen. It could, or if not happen fully, like you could put a hurt in on these industries, but like people have to get up and they got to find the will to do it.
Absolutely.
I am a true believer that the silent majority outweighs the other half.
Well, I wish we could. Yeah,
I don't have proof of that. Maybe that's just my own my own hope, but I truly believe that the sleeping the sleeping majority,
the sleeping beast is waiting.
It is. I think people are waking up, but it's like, but how fast are you going to do it, right? I don't buy comics anymore, man. I don't say I very rarely do I go. Like I go enough to pick up my box, right? But there's only really two. There's only really two issues, I guess. I do Detective Comics and then the main Batman run. Those are the only two that I buy, right? But as far as reading goes, like I'm not as zealous as I was. I'm not spending exuberant amount of money, mainly because I have DC Infinite. But even having DC Infinite, like I still don't read, right? So I've given that up, right?
Good for you.
Well, no, yeah, but they were just.
That's what it's all about. It's just thinking with your wallet and just making that conscious decision to stop supporting.
The minute they started going, when I realized that DC was going woke, and they had probably gone woke for a while, but when I finally, there's a comic where it was like Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn were a couple, I was like, no,
yeah.
And then they took Nightwing into. We turned Nightwing homosexual, and I was like, no, man, like this is not the stuff that
Robin and Tim Drake. No, not Tim Drake.
Something like that.
But
it's like, I'm like, no, like I'm not doing it. Like you can read it, that's fine, and whatnot. It's something that I don't believe in. I'm not going to read. So, but with the movies industry, like you're screwed. I mean, you could just choose not to go, but like it's Hollywood, and Hollywood is ran by devil himself. So, like, good luck burning that to the ground. But you don't have to go. So it's yeah. So I don't know.
Let me blast through these chats really quick, and then we'll jump into the topic that I want to dive into. Nerdy Neo says, "Filter your avatar, cultural appropriation." I am just merely, celebrating Black History Month with Cool Boy Lando. Sure, he's got a Colt 45 and an afro comb, but I'm just embracing the culture here. That's all. Dan Black says, "Huh?
You watched this Space last night, didn't you?"
I haven't gone all the way through it, but I got through like half of it. I haven't watched all of it yet. Dan Blackroyd says, "I'm going to stay in the underground shelter anyways." That's a smart decision.
I have to admit really quick that I did not know that was a Colt 45. I thought that was a Briar pistol in his hand.
Nope, Colt 45. Nerdy Neo says, "I was arguing on tweeting this week with a retard who thought George was proud of what Disney has done with Star Wars." Yeah, I could always throw you the clip where he out and out says how Disney Star Wars has gone on from a different path from his vision, and that the six movies are his vision, his philosophy, but not Disney. I like this, Spartacus. Disney pixie snuffers. Dan Blacker says, "Stay loyal to the Phantom Menace." Hell yeah, brother. Nerdinho says, "Star Wars Marvel Purists just put out a vid about 2003 Clone Wars. Fits perfectly between episodes 2, 3. We'll be watching it soon." Yeah, the Tartakovsky Clone Wars. Mwah, perfect. Fantastic. A lot of fun. Spartacus says they are looking for a job with Disney, even though Disney won't respect their works. Like they respect the comics and novels when they let Filoni make a show about them. Yeah. Cook Norris, I don't either. I think that might have been you and talking about Geeks and Gamers.
Yeah.
G Hitman, Nerdy News says G Hitman thinks you shouldn't talk to anyone on the other side. We just covered all that. Cook Norris says they created their own fart sniffing bubble. I mean, to some degree, if you've played Metal Gear Solid 2, they kind of talk about that with the digital world and how everybody will kind of self-segregate in their own little communities and stuff like that. And that's very much, yes, kind of true to form. Maybe not consciously, but it happens subconsciously. And I mean, hey, we certainly form our own little community here. And I certainly go around to different groups myself, but I've always been a wanderer. And I'll check things out. How long I stay? And hey to you, Static. How's it going? Hope you've been enjoying Arkham City. I didn't catch what mode you put it on. Did you put it on hard mode or not? Because I know I voted for the hard mode. Duke Devil 9 to 5 Bradley, how's it going? Saying greetings from Orlando. That's right. He's at MegaCon right now. I've been seeing some of the pictures already. You've been having fun, sir. Static says not implausible. It's Depression 2.0. The crushing of the industries. Well, hey, if only it didn't have to come to that, but you know, if it means resetting them all. Dan Blackray says, I don't trust anyone that lets other studios off the hook for the same thing they drag Disney for. Then it just comes down to what corporate team do I support now? And then there's that aspect to it. And that's why
I want to say something really quick when you get done.
By all means.
I just wanted to, I don't know, I wanted to answer I think Nerdy Neo had just posted a comment about talking to the other side. So I guess I'll end it on this. It's like, you can talk to people on the other side, but what is the intention behind why you're talking to the other side, I guess is what I would say. Like, is Geeks and Gamers, are they talking this theory just to talk to them, or are they changing their view, or are they bending the knee to, does that make sense?
Or is it like trying to kind of surf off of his audience, right, and having that sort of big audience collide with their audience?
Right.
Sort of
yeah, I guess I should have been more, not elaborate. I guess I should have been more specific. And I guess when I was talking about that's like, what is the manner in which you're talking to this side? Is it to have just a discussion, or is there some other ill game behind it, right? So
right. And I very much understand where you're coming from with that, because and I know some people will probably get nauseated with me probably bringing this up at points, but I did see a lot of that sort of behavior, especially during the Gamergate days in 2015. That was something that you had to kind of really be cautious of people coming in like the sphere and everything like that you could either, yes, they were doing it out of genuine support, or those that were just trying to manipulate the heat of the moment to bring people to their own side for certain things. Very big point of that was David Draymond, the lead singer of Disturbed, came in acting like he was all full in support of the Gamergate the whole cause, the whole thing, and then was merely then kind of trying to hijack people to then support his cause, and then got royally butthurt when people were like, bro, we're kind of embroiled in this. So, and then they started to make fun of him very harshly, and some of it's kind of funny. And And so, they're not everybody has good intentions for what they're doing. So I understand what you're kind of going at with that.
Look
It's
at
you,
let's say they do Mario Kart, right? Geeks and Gamers, they do Mario Kart. We all know Star Wars Theory has his following. They get together. Let's say they get together, do the thing, put on YouTube, and they start talking about just different stuff or whatever it is, right? But with all the super chats, and I mean, there's a lot of potential that you can make on a stream with the super chats and the money within YouTube. So it's like, why are you doing it? I guess is where I would end it on. Like, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
Like, not to get like political or whatnot, but like I'll use this as an example, right? So like as a Christian, I can go out and I can hang out with somebody who's not a Christian, right? And I can have conversations with them about like faith and whatnot. But like, am I hanging out with them because I agree with their lifestyle, or am I hanging out with them because there's an ulterior motive, meaning I'm trying to have a conversation with them, right? The intention is to have the conversation, not to live like how they're. Does that make any sense? I'd say that would be the best way I could describe it. It's like, why are you talking to them? Are you talking to them because you're trying to stand up and convince them of the contrary, or just try to have a conversation behind why you believe what you believe? Or are you trying to just, I don't know how to describe it. In my head, it makes more sense, I guess. It's like a lot of money can be made between two entities that, two platforms
coming together
right?
as one.
Yeah, and when you come on their own, man, you know what? I will pop on just a stream or whatnot, just anybody who I follow, and the amount of super chats, like $5, these super chats that like, you give money to entice the platform leader or whoever it is to read these chats, right? So I don't know all about that. I don't know if YouTube
this is still very much a different world for you, and I understand you're just trying to make sense of it all,
right?
Too.
So you please, before we go into Stargate, please let me know if I don't understand this. But like, is there a lot of money to be made, or am I just not understanding this at all?
Between like Geeks and Gamers and Star Wars Theory?
No, I'm just talking about like they have their own platforms and they make money off those platforms, right? With the subscriber and all that. But let's say they came together and they're doing a stream together, like I've heard that they've done, like
so like if they appear on one side, one person's stream, and then they appear on the other person's stream,
right?
I mean, like people have talked about it, how like was it like Camelot? Camelot's had Nick Rekieta on his channel, and that'll generally generate a lot of people doing just that because of the energy between the two. What kind of shenanigans they'll get up to once they get enough of the super chats, because Camelot has like a certain goal for them for the show, that once they hit those goals, then they'll do it at the end of the show, sort of thing. So there's that aspect to it, that's like an example of that, right? So for some people, yes, but again, it's like I said, I'm just as much as another person just kind of looking in from the outside, and I've already just kind of been like, I'm out.
So, I get it. I just wanted to better explain, I guess, my stance on it. So
I get it. I got you. You don't want to be, misquoted or anything like that, sort of thing.
I mean, I just don't.
But I do want to go back to Black, like he says here, like, holding not just the way Disney gets dragged through the muck, but absolutely, I'm with you on that. That's why, like, I will definitely like call out any of the other companies pulling this bullshit. Yes, because of us being so focused on Star Wars for a while, we certainly had that direct focus on there, but since we've started to move away, we've definitely gotten to now branch back out to calling them out. And myself, I can only speak for, naturally, I don't support any of these other streaming services. I don't support any streaming service. I sail to them seas, me hearty, if there's something I am trying to check out and watch for that. So that's a minor part, and I understand, like some people pointed out, they still collect those numbers for people that have downloaded everything, but it's that little subtle or slight rebellion of things that you can only just try and do your best with. But I absolutely agree with this. It can't just be one, and then when they bring out a mildly okay product to then just almost absolve them of everything else that has been in their system. Duke Devil 95 says, "Oh, I just realized you got the Colt 45 in your hand." Yes, I did. I made sure to get that in there along with the Afro comb. I got both going on. Tim Drake was turned bi. That's right. Wow, bi, quote unquote, is just basically their word for just saying he's now gay. Fook Norris says it works every time. Colt 45. Red Hoodwink, they over-sexualized Nightwing, to be honest. That was what they were doing with Nightwing, was the over-sexualization thing. Was like, so you'll do it with them, but you'll basically throw the female superheroes into burqas practically. Gotcha. But like I've also told people, and I've said this now on like X and everything. I think I've said it on here. I think we talked about it like a week or so ago. They want to be in control of all of like the fan service sort of stuff, any of the stuff that does make female characters look sexualized and stuff like that. But they want it to be from them. They don't want it to be from anybody else. They won't want it to be for anybody, almost anybody else's gaze, but they want to be the ones that are the ones putting it out specifically more in their own control. And so then, yes, they will push now more of the Nightwing and stuff like that. That's them having that degree of control while, clothing up the women, because also those hot, sexy women are in a way the threat to them, even though they are 2D characters, but they've got their own neuroses there. Imp Black Belt, how's it going? Saying, "Oh shit, is it time to notice Sweet Baby again?" Oh, I'm about to get into that. Blackroyd said, DC is far worse than Marvel on and off the screen. That takes effort and unbridled dedication to the cause of failing. Oh, God. It's a sad thing. Colonel, I managed to avoid drowning. Salute. Disney only respects money. Oh. Static is always hard. I don't think I needed to know that. All right, Static, I only want a great reset for the entertainment industry. I've wanted the gaming industry to burn down for a long time. I've just now included everyone else. Because I figure, hey, I got to be fair, right? I can't just focus on just the gaming industry. I got to have them all burn. To be fair, I want to be fair. Static says, or they can just be hanging out because they have known each other forever. He's talking about Geeks and Gamers and Star Wars Theory on that one. Yeah, it's Nerdy Neo saying the same thing. They've been friends for a long time. Like I said, they used to do all their streams together and stuff like that too. Nerdy Neo says, I call that the Mando effect. When everything is so terrible, everything mediocre is considered great. Well, once you start really looking at Mando, you start really seeing the cracks in that armor. Spartacus says, you also have the one character that appeared in Batgirl comics that was trans, say, quote, I'm trans woman in Gotham, so I know how to defend myself. I know the comic. I know the one you're talking about. I remember seeing that panel flying around real fast all over the place. Also have Batgirl become an SJW in comics. Also had Batman turn a blind eye to rioters destroying businesses, saying they have insurance. So, all right.
Just further evidence that everything is dead and dying, and how there, there's a scene in I think it's in Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. I think something along the lines of, he said something of like, does your depravity know no bounds?
Man, all these people, yeah, it's a curious thing. All right, so speaking of Batman destruction and all that sort of stuff, so we covered this topic a while ago, but you know what? I feel like an update is needed on this group. For any of you that don't remember, Sweet Baby Inc. They are a place that was, as again, here's kind of do a little bit of a refresher for everyone. Founded in 2018, Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal and working around the globe. Our mission is to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video games industry. We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everyone. Basically, though, what has been kind of the finding things is that it's been more of their own push for their own propaganda and everything like that, pushing as it is, yes, the social justice warrior mantra, the DEIs, the ESG scores, propping all those sort of things up with that. And as it's come, they've had quite a bit of projects. I mean, they have their services. We believe you need diverse voices to solve diverse problems. Sweet Baby Inc. provides narrative consultation at any stage of development, boasting a talented team with vetted industry experience to best bring your story to life. Now, as I certainly made sure to point out, and like it is, yes, you see their projects, Alan Wake 2. We worked on character arc, voice, and sensitivity reading. They had Spider-Man 2, which I gave some shit to and got some shit for, calling out some people like Yellow Flash and Beardo for buying and purchasing this game without doing research. Because, yes, Sweet Baby Inc. had their gritty little paws over it. We worked on story consultation. And yes, for those of you that don't want to admit it, God of War Ragnarok is completely cucked. You just don't want to see it, but hey, that's fine. Saying we worked on narrative character consultation with a focus on representation. So again, making sure and propping up the females in all those games, making the men look like trash. And they have their client list: Xbox Game Studios, Electronic Arts, Valve, True Love. I'm not familiar with them, but Santa Monica Studios, of course, because yeah, right up above, we saw that. 2K, Ubisoft, sadly, Square Enix, Warner Brothers, Finji, Polytron, Rocksteady, which is going to be part of the topic for today because, ooh, Rocksteady, you stepped in it. Co-op, I'm guessing, this crazy devil-looking symbol. Compulsion Games, ME, I guess. Chance Agency, Avalanche Studios Group, Deck 9, Brassline Entertainment, Wizards of the Coast, which for anybody for like I believe the D&D folks and stuff like that out there, I'm very sorry for what's been done. It sucks. Rip. But hey, we're all feeling it. All got to do something now to hopefully, like it is, like Melee Games is called for. War were declared. Nereal, People Can Fly, Echo Software, Jeudy Productions, Glitch, Remedy, this Big P, Raw Fury, and Fellow Travelers. Now, this was the funny thing about all this. We did our video. We talked about it on the stream here. We put it out. That thing has blown up, which is cool and shocking, but it means people are getting eyes on this. And first, again, I can only give the most credit to Melee Games, James and Kay. They were the first ones that I saw break this news. And they were even then on like side scrollers continually talking about this. They were on recently on like True Pop Culture talking about this, getting really the word around. And when this first started popping off and people started becoming aware of it, funnily enough, they did this. They protected their tweets over here on X, and not just their X account, but as I understand it too, their Instagram and other social media accounts, they have effectively gone protected. Nobody can really see what they're posting and stuff like that, unless maybe the people that they might allow. I'm not sure on how all the details work on all social media, but they went protected real fast. And the funny thing is, they haven't unblocked it since. Because, and this is the very interesting thing about some of this too, is that let me get that going really quick, make sure it's at the right spot. Yeah. So for any of you familiar, there was, of course, the Game Awards towards the end of last year, where there was the debut of this trailer. And I'll just kind of play it really quick because I don't think we need to actually watch the whole thing. Because and you just saw it on their main page too. Developed by Finji. Okay, so this is the Finji group, but in collaboration with Sweet Baby. This is a very, like I say, this is a very funny thing that has happened. So you see this, got it plastered right there. Sweet Baby. They're not hiding it on that respects, but also they had, like I just pointed out, they did their work with Alan Wake 2. It was nominated for a great deal of awards: Game of the Year, Best Game Direction, Narrative, Art Direction, Score and Music, Audio Design, Performance, and Best Action and Adventure. Debatable, I guess. I mean, I haven't played it. I don't plan to play it, especially because of their involvement with Sweet Baby. And while I've liked Sam Lake, who was one of the original team members and stuff for Max Payne 1 and 2 especially, while those are two games that I love to death, and I liked Alan Wake 1. But once this was the news, this is where, again, and I saw some of the trailers, I voted with my wallet, backed away. Nah, sorry.
Like, no.
Not getting it. And the thing is about this too, they did so at the award show, they won Best Game Direction and Best Narrative. Now, that's the funny thing, right? This game came away with those two awards. Now, why isn't that being advertised on their own site? Because they still only have, well, I believe when you go to projects here, Sable is an open world exploration game where you're free to go wherever you want to discover who you are. We wrote the game, bringing Sable's inner voice to life and adding dimension to the incredible cast of a character she meets on her journey. Winner, Best Narrative 2021. PC Gamer. So they have that. Why don't they have newly replaced Alan Wake 2 2023 Best Narrative? I would think that would be something you'd want to advertise, right? It's, to me, been a very curious thing, and this hasn't been changed as far as I can tell at all either. As far as we know, it hasn't been listed with any new projects and stuff like that. It's just still been very much the same. But again, like I say, it's this odd. You'd think with a new thing to feature, why not replace Sable with that? Unless, you know, and this is kind of what becomes the other part of the question for all this. How much involvement are they really having in everything? And then, like, two, is this just kind of the new money laundering sort of scheme, like some people suspected? You know, this is all, I have no evidence, I'm just theorizing and all that sort of stuff, just throwing out ideas, possibilities. But, you know, these consultation groups are always very shady and weird. Previously, we just had a certain individual going around and basically consulting with game companies on how they should be doing representation and stuff like that. And like I mentioned earlier in the stream, old Gamergate auntie herself, Nita Sarkeesian. She used to be the one doing all this stuff. Now we've gotten a little more.
Oh yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, now we've been getting a little more of these groups starting to kind of crop up and everything. I find it all very curious. I find it very odd and suspicious that they have not unlocked their accounts whatsoever. They aren't advertising on their site, and certainly not updating their site for looks and stuff like that, because even as Dan Blackbird pointed out, GeoCities still have web pages. You'd think you'd want to give. I mean, they want to make games for modern audiences and all that sort of stuff. You're telling me you're not going to make your website more modern itself, keeping it with this very kind of archaic and weird look and design and feel and all that? Come on, really? But those are just certainly some of the prefaces to all of this, because that has just been my end of it, that I've just felt very weird. And the thing is too, is I don't want to, I share in what Melee Games has been talking about. We can't just take away the light. Got to keep some focus on this. And not to a degree where you are still in bizarre ways almost supporting them still. No. You got to be really careful and really start again, just the whole vote with your wallet. And while we can get, because like they were bringing up too, a lot of these companies now have adopted basically hate marketing, because one way or another, attention on them can be good regardless. And it's just still where you have to be a little more cautious with it and stuff like that. So I just think that that's a very interesting aspect that I haven't heard too many talk about, because like I say, why aren't they updating their stuff? Why aren't they bringing this out? Because, here's the other things to all this too. There have been, this was thanks to Mimology 101, who kind of put some extra faces to this. Like he points out here on the left, you have the screenwriter of 2 of the Batman Arkham games. I believe that's Paul Dini. I could be mistaken, but anyways, writer of the 90s Batman series and co-creator of Harley Quinn. Queen. But on the right, those 2. On the right, you have 2 writers of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, one of them being the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., which is going to be this woman right here. And there's a couple of clips that we're going to play here that are going to probably sound rather interesting. Hey, Real Wade Nation Gaming, how's it going? But here is, so this is thanks to at Manga Lawyer or Learning the Law. Because this is all going to kind of lead into how we get things like the Suicide Squad.
A coffee with marketing so that you can absolutely terrify them by telling them, here's what's going to happen if you don't do this. And I say...
So here it says, AAA, build connections with marketing to express the value of inclusion. And let's just kind of roll that back so we can also...
A coffee with marketing so that you can absolutely terrify them by telling them, here's what's going to happen if you don't do this. And I say that sometimes like as a joke. I say talk to marketing and scare them, but consider honestly the possibility that like those people have to sit and deal with everyone who's going to come at them if this is a mistake. They have a vested interest in reducing harm and of keeping the sentiment around your project positive. And there's a genuine value of inclusion there that's not just ethical, it's monetary.
I don't see how it's exactly ethical when you are cornering marketers and stuff like that and telling them how they're supposed to do it. Like it says here, Sweet Baby, how do we push modern audiences into video games? Easy, scare them at gunpoint. That's effectively what she's trying to tell you here. That they've corner him, like you're gonna do what we say. Then there was this one as well.
We look at these white guys who are supposedly our core audience, I kind of want to imagine that as consumers of a lot of different products, they also want to experience new and different stories. And I think we need to step out of this rule that all white men lack imagination to the point that they can understand and enjoy aliens or monsters, high fantasy, dwarves, anything, so long as it's through a lens that looks like them. Because ultimately, if that's the kind of person that you decide you're going to work for, that's the kind of person you're going to design for, you're never going to innovate your work. And
what about every other race? Why is it just white guys?
Well, and it's funny how, for the longest time, all of these developers and stuff like that were making the games in the 90s and stuff like that, they were just making games. And it's amazing just the way they pushed through, pushed the technology, pushed the graphics, pushed their engines and everything like that forward. And yet all they were doing was just developing games. It wasn't a focus. It wasn't for people, right? It wasn't for specific groups necessarily. Just just crafting their art. I would say through art comes the innovation. Through the what passion and everything like that. That's what even for somebody like George Lucas, he wanted to be outside the industry, and he saw what he wanted to do, and he put that effort and energy to create the tools and things just to craft the stories that he wanted to craft and tell. Right? Wasn't a concerned effort on whom.
Yeah.
Considering Star Wars was certainly something that appealed to everybody. We've looked at those clips of the massive people standing in line for Return of the Jedi.
Well, I think, yeah. And Empire Strikes Back, of course. I think Empire Strikes Back line was probably bigger than
Return of the Jedi was kind of that peak moment, right? It's like that's where they're gonna have like some of the big crowds. But
I think Empire Strikes Back had a better crowd. I could be wrong.
Regardless of that.
No, I know. But
but I mean, like we can't create under a system that bars innovation for fear of a tantrum. What comes from people's passion and aggravation mainly, let's go with, is that how you will take beloved IPs, beloved characters, like Batman, like Flash, Superman, and stuff like that. And you'll, quite literally, yes, take a piss on them.
Yeah.
Throw them in the garbage. Treat them like such. Treat them like trash. That's where the anger comes from. That's where the quote unquote tantrums come from. And just, coming out with insulting games or games that are being very insulting and derogatory towards the player. Nobody wants to be lectured at to play a video game. The whole point for a lot of people is to have their escapism, to have that just a detachment from whatever dumb shit is going on in their life at that time. They want to just kind of embrace a new world, so to speak.
Yeah. That's where my frustration comes from. It's not that it's just the de-establishing of characters.
Right.
And changing them. It's like I'm not tired, and then they lecture us about. We could spend 2 hours talking about this topic, but
yeah, this whole thing has been maddening because, it is.
I never knew, not to cut you off, who Sweet Baby Inc. was. For whatever reason, I keep thinking that Sweet Baby Inc. is the same dude, the Starfield guy. That threw the tantrum, but that's just Babyface.
Yeah, he overs Babyface. Yeah.
So who supports Sweet Baby Inc? Are there people that are supporting this company, or this?
I mean, this
I
is
would rather
a
support
Canadian
Doom
company,
Talk,
so
dude.
your guess is as good as mine. People have their theories on who is, spreading this wealth out to keep
BlackRock.
companies like that, BlackRock and stuff like that. But through their own governmental systems, like it
George
is, we
Soros.
have the ESG, George Soros. We have
No,
in our
like
own.
I'm asking, are these like legit? You think these are people that are supporting this company?
I mean, for some people,
Like I was genuinely guessing like
that-
BlackRock and
those are generally some of the two names that are always brought up for
really
pushing for the ESG, like kind of Static brought up earlier, the whole Great Reset and stuff like that. And it's basically like a multi-pronged attack. They go through television, movies, video games, music, you name it. Hence why I also want them all to burn. But yeah, those are just kind of some of the names that come up for that. And we went over the video last week, but this is where it kind of comes into, okay, so who was really kind of pushing this for other than Sweet Baby Inc. Is it just them, or is it was it also just a big push from the inside company people themselves? Because like it is, we went over the video last week for this Joker, and this was like one of the writers like, oh, he's masking insecurities with traditional Joker.
yeah.
And I guess this person had a back and forth. I really hope this just keeps happening over and over, so your blood pressure just rises higher and higher until your head gets scannersified, because you got so mad about women and people of color playing with your toys. Well, when you rip the toys, I'll go dramatic. You rip the toys from our hands and then violently play with them and break them purposefully, being absolute cunts about it. Yeah, I think we're well within our rights to kind of get a little pissed off at you. This is just a smidge. But like it is, this is just kind of some of the mentality of people you're also getting out of them. And like Mail Games has pointed out, don't support people that hate you. But I mean, look at this is again where it's just kind of like, okay, so where does stuff like this come from? Because this is from the Suicide Squad game. More of their quote-unquote humor.
He returned to the asylum to terrorize it as Joker's sidekick.
Every gal has a phase they regret.
Nice outfit, Hal. Hey, I'm being sarcastic.
And this is the thing, if there's ever any doubts, this is the Arkham Asylum universe. Well, here you have it. You got the Titan-fied Joker right there, Harley in that particular outfit, and excuse me, sorry about that. I don't know if you caught this at all, Hitman, but so there's a couple of things on this further too, but I should have had this pulled up already, but I just thought to bring it up now. But yeah, they have the whole death for Batman, because like it is called Kill the Justice League. Of course, Batman's one of them. And let me just get it to the right point. Okay. A little bit, I want to get it more closer to the... because they kind of pull a lot of the typical bullshit with this. Or at least certainly like the meme that has kind of become for the way they go at it with the whole, oh, Batman is the real reason we're all this psychotic and insane super villains and stuff like that.
Love makes it worth the pleasure.
You think you're a team now? You're herd animals, dependent on someone else to survive.
And like it is, and like so, what was originally understood was that this is technically Kevin Conroy's last portrayal of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
There are supposedly other projects going on for him that haven't been released yet that he did prior to his death. But I mean, for the I think regardless of having those additional projects that are potentially going to be released or not, the thing is that we don't know the quality of those works either. We don't know what's being done to his Batman, his portrayal of this character. And like it is, yes, he has otherwise been known to be the voice of Batman. For a lot of us that grew up watching Batman the animated series. And for a lot of people, like the live action, for some it'd be like I mean, for some Adam West, for others Michael Keaton, but for a voice for Batman, it's been
I think it'll always be Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, it'll always be Kevin Conroy.
Like you, Harkness. An illiterate alcoholic who's desperate for the
Yeah,
spotlight.
and Floyd's a deadbeat dad. Sharky's a freak who'll never be a real boy, and what was it? Oh yeah, I never was too bright. Get some new material, jerk off. You know, Joker used to be real good at hurting people with words. But you, boop. Even when you're evil, you're still too good. You had a good run, Brucey. Flying around Gotham, punching bad guys, cleaning up the streets, causing long-term mental and emotional damage to everyone you knew.
And again, the whole blame on him and stuff like that. And I remember them kind of playing with that early trope in the animated series. And I think it's like Batman on Trial or something like that. And they were all kind of trying to pass the buck. Oh, if it wasn't for Batman beating me up senselessly, I would be a much better person.
It's our turn now. After all we've been through. Oh. Bet you didn't think it'd be me at the end, huh, Babs?
Are we done with your bad stand-up routine?
Almost. But you always gotta end on your best joke.
And then very unceremoniously shot in the head. From what I
This
understand,
is legit a game. This
Yes,
is legit.
This is the game. And last I knew, not even like the final fight or anything like that. Not Batman being the kind of final guy to take down, or even before Superman. He is kind of, I think, early on now, if I understood correctly.
They just kill him off.
Blam! Right in the head. So that is just kind of how they certainly treated the bats. And I'll again kind of echo Melee Games and stuff. And James, what he was saying about the whole Suicide Squad is that they are just kind of. It just seems like more that kind of propping up of the nihilistic, and it's kind of this more kind of moral degeneracy characters and stuff like that. I personally don't care. I've never cared for that sort of stuff. If I was going to read a comic book of things, I want heroes, want people at least being something more than just the lowest of low. And yet that's what, like, even myself, like when it came to things like Breaking Bad, where I just kind of fell off with it because I felt like they were glorifying at a point Walter White and what he was doing. And certainly it kind of, even though that wasn't probably the intention, that was just kind of the interpretation that I took from some of it. But it's just certainly stuff like that I've never gravitated to. And like James said, this isn't like The Boys or something like that, or Walking Dead. I mean, this is still supposed to be like superheroes and stuff like that. I know DC has fallen, but I just do not think quite so far. Because what is it too? The Flash's death is especially disrespectful towards him. I mean, it's all symbolic. It's all symbolic of, like you said too, the destruction of these established heroic characters. And this is how they go about it. This is how they are ensuring just kind of that extra kind of I'm trying to think of the word, just kind of really rubbing it in. And like it is, this is the Batman from the Arkham Asylum games on top of it, which you got to play through 3 or 4 games if you played through was it Origins, unlike myself. So you know, it's
as a Batman fan my whole life, like I just to see this game and to see how they treat the character. I mean, and Batman, like, you know, things have happened within the comics, but it's like that's ballsy, man, to make a game where like they just kill him off, and then that manner, like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I have a lot of emotions watching that trash game. Has anybody bought this game? Has anybody played this game?
Sadly, there have been some that have picked up the game. There are the reviews on Steam and such like that.
Yeah. I'd say the same thing if you killed off the Joker. Like, you know, these villain. I don't know. Like, I'm weird because like I've always there's this trifecta between Batman, Joker, and Gordon, and like to just treat it to just kill him off like that in the manner in which you kill him off, and like I don't know, just kind of it's ballsy. It's ballsy to do for sure.
Well, yeah, and like I said, they had Boomerang urinate on the Flash.
Yeah,
they completely stripped Jon Stewart down to his boxer shorts.
Yeah,
which was done here. And then they had King Shark wear the Green Lantern ring and start to use it, albeit unsuccessfully, but start to use it.
And people are buying it, and that's the crazy thing. Like DC, I don't know, DC fans, I would be hard pressed to hear a true DC fan buy this. But
and the thing is too, like with this whole game, it's games as a service on top of it.
Yeah,
it's meant to be online all the time. You aren't getting around that. They've had a lot of server issues and everything. It's so, you know, this is again where, like I say, when it comes to Sweet Baby Inc., just to kind of we'll put a pin in this now. Absolutely, you know, make sure you are doing your research on games and making sure this game is not involved, or this company is not involved. And I would add the extra caution. Just because the company is not involved doesn't mean you should not also still continue to wait, research, and also never pre-order.
Yeah.
Don't pre-order. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because you don't know what the content will be in this game. Wait for, videos to drop and stuff like that. You could see some of the storylines and everything that are coming from it. Do the try before you buy. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But absolutely do your due diligence and researching. make sure that this is a factor, that you are not jumping into it. And also just caution in general, because none of these companies can be trusted. None whatsoever. So with
Somebody
that,
who's
that
not-
is
Yeah, and then somebody who's
Go ahead.
not too familiar with Sweet Baby Inc. So are they in the gaming industry? Like, what are they?
yes, they are associated with the gaming industry, but like it is. Yes,
Okay.
but like it is, because now a lot of their stuff has gone very quiet. We don't know for sure on everything that's going to be cropping up
They're
necessarily.
literally the Phantom Menace. They're behind the scenes, and you just don't know.
They've gone to the Phantom Menace, certainly, because their accounts, they aren't even updating their website.
But very much
all
involved.
That stuff that I brought up at the start of it all, we just unfortunately don't know all of the stuff that's going on. But just be aware. That's all that can be kind of said, is just you just got to be aware, because I mean, on top of it, it's like even the bios for the superheroes that are written from, I guess, the villains' perspectives on the heroes, but it's just more just fuel to the fire for this nonsense. And even like with this too, the old Chan groups out there keeping their eye on things as well, getting particular people part of this and stuff like that. Like it is so like this individual, Ariadne McIlvray, experienced narrative designer, writer, producer, manager with a demonstrated history of working in the gaming industry, skilled in world building. And that's listen to how that's even just kind of put, is that it's just on the source of is in the gaming, working in the gaming industry, maybe also an employee with Sweet Baby Inc., but also does stuff maybe outside of, or had done stuff prior. And this is why, this was part of the reason why, it was certainly a big thing in 2014 for everyone that was doing the whole Gamergate stuff, that was trying to push these sort of people away from it, out of the industry, trying to call attention to it even then. And yes, there was the whole ethics and game journalism and everything, but this was a big part. And you get out one part of the cancer, you get out a lot of the rest, and they were a big portion of it.
It's literally Hydra, the cut one off head, two shall arise in its place.
I mean, unfortunately, it's very much that. It's very much that. I cannot disagree with you.
And that's why, when we talk about the gaming industry, it's like I don't see it burning. I don't see it ever going away, because you're always going to have.
No, and that's why I'm. While I would love it to just crumble to the ground, I am realistic enough to know. I'm realistic to know it's not going to. It's become way too big. Much like the movie industry, way too big. They're going to stick around for a long time. This is where I agree with Tim from Open Airlock. They are, and these are the Marxists and stuff like that. They know war of attrition. They will wait until our generations and stuff, between the Gen Xers and then our millennial generations, they'll wait until we're gone. So then, boom, they can just full sweep, have full control. But then that's why stuff like this can be important, is just trying to inform and get people to know what's going on. So, and hey, Paul Hadoken, how's it going, dude?
That's what I was like,
we were just ranting and raving on some Sweet Baby Inc. joining the war.
I wonder if Sweet Baby Inc. was influencing BioWare when they were trying to make Revan.
Not them necessarily, because I mean, yeah, they have LucasArts, but I'm pretty sure if they were working with BioWare, that would have been another additional tag.
But it begs the question though, and you wonder, like, if they're operating in the shadows, like it's no different than like you know, how I want to say, it's like you never, you know what your government does if they release what they do, right? But it's the stuff that they
Right.
do in dark that you have no idea, but could seriously influence, things. That might be a really bad example, but you don't know you don't know what they're doing in the dark until the
Right.
light is turned on,
Absolutely. And that's kind of, that's how it's been kind of analogized.
So I just question, like, if more of these games, and I don't know a lot about ESG. I hear that term. I still don't, be honest, I don't know what the term means. So maybe you can let me know. But I just wonder if more of these games are coming out that are like this. Is like how influential is.
Well, yeah, ESG stands for the environmental, social, and governance. Investors are
Okay.
increasingly applying these non-financial factors as part of the blah blah blah. So yeah, it's,
I gotcha. So
and DEI, and stuff like that is diversity, equity, and inclusion.
because I've heard you talk about like if you mentioned selling games because of the business and that we're in and everything.
Yeah.
I've heard you. So I just wonder how influential is this company or companies, and are they are they pulling the strings, or somebody pulling their strings? Like, who ultimately, is it BlackRock? Is BlackRock funding Sweet Baby Ray and Sweet Baby Inc. and Sweet Baby Inc. Kind of like it's like Palpatine was the one who's Palpatine was the puppeteer, right? And then Palpatine he was the one who's pulling the strings, had everybody else
He's a
doing
puppet
his
master, yeah.
for sure. So it's like, I don't know. What better way to, I guess, do what you need to do than in the dark so nobody knows. But that's the thing, man. People are buying this stuff. People are eating this stuff up, and that's the disturbing part. That's the scary part.
Well,
it's genuinely scary. That's the thing, man. When you talk about loving games and escapism and all this and that, and yeah, you can say like, "Oh yeah, it's escapism. It's not true. It's not real." But you're freaking buying this stuff, and you're playing it, and you agree with it. You know what I mean? People bought Spider-Man 2 and had no care in the world about the stuff that was in that game.
Well, and like it was for Suicide Squad on the Steam for the PC end, all reviews are considered 85% of the 1,783 user reviews for this game are positive. Now it's not like 90 or 100%, but that's still a high marker. But I get, like, some people pointed out to me, it's not. It could be a much higher player count, and it's probably cut in half thanks to some of the news and stuff like that that's been getting out about it. But there are starting to be some negative reviews for this game cropping up on Steam, but it, to me, is like it's all about perception. All anybody has to first see is, oh, very positive. God dang it, stop doing that. Very positive. Oh, maybe that's a game I should buy then. And for some, maybe not full price, but I mean, this could still give somebody some legs. I've seen other horrible games, and in particular, like Madden, just get blasted with negative reviews. So it's very possible, but it does get me kind of it makes me a little iffy on the idea, because I see the idea of it maybe getting some legs down the road. Like all of a sudden, oh, it's selling a little more, a little higher here or there. But yeah. Oh, yeah, Nerdy Neo, like he says, they're called shills. They have been out in force since those clips and stuff were dropping, because there weren't any prior, but like once the clips started dropping, the defense shield went up like crazy. So yeah. I was thinking of going into something else, but I'm thinking maybe, because like you mentioned before we started, you have stuff you got to get to.
You want to go? Or you can go. We can do one more if you want.
Okay. So this is still in the gaming sphere, and what's very funny is that, again, the name happens to have baby in it. This is becoming a very curious trend. But Dragon Baby, what are they? Oh, God, scaly and fire breathing. But the main thing is localization studio. Supposedly very professional and not chaotic at all. They're very much like setting up a meme on this whole thing. Take our baby and turn it into a beast. But this is the thing. They are a localization company. And we talked about this last week when it comes to game localization. And again, here's their site looks a little more, I don't know, modern or just more set up, a little better. Your localization solved from end-to-end translation to world-class voice recordings. We have you covered. Why choose us? As a bespoke game localization company, our product is the game content enjoyed by consumers all over the world. That's why we choose our linguists with such extreme care and work so hard to create a supportive online environment that is open, creative, and collaborative. It is only in that fertile soil that the creative mind can thrive and blossom. More than simple localization, as I say, game translation is a creative process with over 30 years experience. We know them better, preserving your content's identity. And this is going to be very debatable because I'm about to also pick something out in a moment. Your writer's voice matters. We localize content in a way that preserves that unique identity. Constant communication, collaboration relies on communication. We establish a level that fits into your production schedules. But here's also the other thing. I believe I found this here. And they're about, no, not their about page. It was under editing. Let me just bounce over there really quick. And it's going to be, where was it? I think it's under here. Yes. So why may I need editing? Despite their best intentions, sometimes our clients come to us with text that requires a little extra work and attention. This can happen for a variety of reasons, including sloppy grammar, machine translation. They're trying to get ahead of the AI, folks. Don't let them do it. But cultural insensitivity. Because you don't want to, I mean, that already right there is to me the signal fire that yes, they are editing the original works group, so they are not insensitive towards other cultures and other oppressed groups, or simply blended, uninspiring text. Dragon Baby can clean up, correct, and punch up your text to give it the pizzazz it needs. Or how about just edit things to make them accurate to what's the story's being told, being written out already. Because also I've got more. Oh yes, there is more. But I mean, like it's showing the similarities, like for example here. Thanks to Jonathan G over on X that was sharing all this stuff. Like it shows here for Sweet Baby, you got sensitivity in reading, cultural insensitivity, like we just pointed out. They want to provide evidence to prove Dragon Baby team conspired. So they've been doing a lot of the Ace Attorney work. Dragon Baby apparently has connections with Capcom, and Capcom has been under fire as of late. Another thing we'll get to in just a moment. Lionbridge Technology, the LLC, the Dragon Baby, Getty Images. So they've got certainly enough little groups that are behind them. Like I said, again, they've been doing the Ace Attorney trilogy. This is, all thanks to Melee Games. He found this with some quick search. This is, again, the kind of people that are being brought into this, and I've got my own. He did find a good one. Got to hand it to him. That boy, he knows how to do this. Hang on. Dang it. I just... There There we go. So naturally, this individual here, game localization LQA manager, previously Dragon Baby LLC, queer, she, he, they, yeesh. But does have the United Kingdom and translating and localizing for Japanese games. And this was just found from, as he said, he just found it from doing a quick search through who Dragon Baby follows. So that's another little tip and tricks for you folks that I picked up on now, thanks to him. For these companies, see who they follow, see the kind of people that are being brought into these companies. That'll help. And then I had this. So Capcom hiring the best localizers for Apollo Trilogy. This individual here basically just kind of shilling for the game right there, but you again see a lot of the same trends. So this individual happens to be looks like located in Japan, if I'm not mistaken there, but another mental midget with the pronouns and bios with the little manatee flag, ADHD, which I think is probably but also, Sifu, Star Ocean, Signalis, World of Horror. For some of the games, it seems like they are showing off there. So that's some of those there. The editing, like we pointed out. These people manage to get themselves into all aspects of the industries. And the thing is, too, just to show this off on the Dragon Baby website, I think this is probably perhaps also to show off their client list that they have labeled on their site. Their clients are OLM Inc. I don't know who specifically that may be, but Activision, Sony Computer Entertainment, which probably explains a lot about their games, Square Enix, Konami, Pokemon Company International, sorry for you Poke freaks, Midway, and Ubisoft. No surprise, I think Ubisoft is also partnered with Sweet Baby, if I recall correctly.
100% verified.
And then, what I did find particularly, what would the word be? Bothering? But their company is labeled in Shinjuku, Tokyo, Japan. They are in the heart of it. This is why Japan, you wonderful Japanese people out there, if you happen to be, listening, yes, protect your borders 100%. Get the white dupigu out. White dupigu, go home. But not just the white dupigu. Get them all out, because all are a danger to your culture, your society that you have built for yourselves. Protect yourselves, protect your culture, protect your art, because these sick, low-life degenerates are coming for it with a ravenous energy. They want nothing more than to destroy what you have built, to twist it to their own liking. So, very much so, you guys got to definitely kick it up a notch, because your companies are the gateways into some of this. So, for example, Sega embraces localizer censorship, accuses fans of harassment over here on Fandom Pulse.
That's hilarious. Sega.
Yeah, Sega Japan has openly embraced censorship and localizations and is accusing their fans of harassment in response to criticism. How did this happen? The release of Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth last year was a massive red flag for gamers in the West, as it seemed there was heavy tampering with the actual script and excessively lackluster English voice actor. Well, and many claims the game was pushing a feminist agenda. It seemed to be another victim in the long trend of Western localizers forcing their own ideology into beloved franchises, as it was part of the long-standing Yakuza series. Definitely a series that I loved for sure. But like they kind of got the thing from the Sega official Japan with Google Translate, which, hey, I mean, at this point, Google's probably better than the localizers. Do you know about quote unquote game localization, which translates games appropriately based on each country's language and culture? I was interviewed for localization from Japan to the world, how to translate a game, the Japan Times. Sega and Yakuza fans were livid. Both Japanese and English users responded, stating they hated the idea that games were being released censored, including Mark Kern, former team lead of World of Warcraft, who was around during the glory days of Blizzard Entertainment. If you aren't following Grums, old Mark Kern, give him a follow. The dude's worth it. He's at least one of the few guys out there that talks some real talk for game development and stuff like that, and he's done some really great breakdowns. Check him out. Like he says here, I'll get it. From a Western game dev to Sega, please don't do this. The reason why Japanese manga did so well here is because it offered a unique Japanese perspective at a time where American comics stopped listening to their customers. And even to this point in time, too, I would still say manga is still producing much better content than any comic. Any. Indie or the big two, they are still knowing how to tell stories far superior than the rest of us, in my opinion. Because they certainly follow the certain story structures and are able to pull off within 50 pages what some can't quite hit, and more than that. And he says, do not follow advice of this niche industry of localizers. They do not understand games or the gaming market. You will lose sales and disappear just like American comics. Gamers want what you already have. Do not change anything. I always enjoy Mark Kern talking some stuff on the twats when he's laying into some of these companies. And like, so they even have like a poster of another, looks like Japanese person responding, saying it's not harassment when customers complain about the imposition of American liberal ideology on Japanese games. Don't try to ignore your loyal customers who are willing to spend money on games instead of pandering to liberal Westerners who only watch games on YouTube and don't spend money on them. And that's kind of the crux of all this, is that it's just a matter of, yes, these game companies are bending the knee and putting in some very shady shit, or at least certainly, what I like to say is the cultural subversion tropes and stuff like that. We even still had Tekken 8, Bandai Namco, with the ending where they say it's making fun of the use of cultural appropriation. I watched the ending scene that this article does go over, and it's a hard one to like. I guess you could say is making fun of it, but the problem I still see is it's still using the terminology. It's still including it. Apparently, like even because apparently this doesn't appear to be the inserted by the localizer, as the English version of the game has each character speak in their native language, be it Spanish, English, or Japanese. Lily, hailing from Monaco, speaks in French, and as noted, another Twitter user, she can audibly be heard saying appropriation culturale, which, yes, you do kind of hear that. Again, like I said, making fun of it maybe a bit, because like even the girl that she's talking to just kind of, waves it off. and everything as, basically kind of like, oh, knock it off sort of thing, and basically makes her little like coffee tea concoction, and then basically ends with like a marketing for their special tea coffee thing. So I see it. Yes, they are making fun of it, but at the same time, the way I partly can see this is that this is also the whole thing of these sort of people that worm their way across those seas into these countries, into these game studios, and are influencing it. Square Enix especially famously has their whole ethics department, or whatever the hell they were calling it, that was basically, yes, opening it up for Western sensibilities, to be more sensitive, to be more quote unquote inclusive, and all that sort of crap. And so, yeah, and then whether or not, where was I going? I kind of lost my train of thought for a moment there. But this isn't necessarily related to like Dragon Baby, but I would say as a whole, for localization, it is very much a big issue, and something that still needs to be watched on and kept an eye on, because this is stuff that is happening to games. Games are being warped and manipulated. Artists who have, put their blood, sweat, and tears into these video games that they are creating, that want to tell the story from their perspective, or just want to tell a story in general. They want their art out into the world, is being manipulated by these people to oftentimes take away from this what's being told. And again, like we kind of played some of those clips last week where they were saying, oh, how the Japanese humor is so sexist and all this, and we make it better. Horseshit. You are disrespecting another culture of people that are wanting to bring entertainment and video games and whatnot to not just in their own people in their own country, but then like when they export it out, they want other people to try out their games, see the stories they're telling. And I can only imagine what some may think when they hear just how bastardized some of their stories end up becoming, thanks to people like this, thanks to these localizers. I push very much heavily for AI localization and editing and stuff like that. Bring it on. Let's do it. I'm sick and tired of it. But again, another company, if you are somebody that partakes in Japanese RPGs and stuff like that, or like it is the games like the Ace Attorney Phoenix stuff, was it the Ace Attorney and all that, the Yakuza games, be very cautious of the games, also just what is coming from them, because this is another thing. This is thanks to I haven't checked out this video myself, but this is coming from Censored Gaming, and they do have so this is like a Dragon boss has responded to localization controversy. Get your reading glasses on.
I'll grab mine.
The head and executive producer of the Like a Dragon games has given a lengthy response to concerns over a recent article from the Japan Times about the localization process.
Okay, so this is a little bit of what we were already just talking about.
At Sega and Bandai Namco. 2 days ago, he made a total of 10 posts about the matter. The posts are in Japanese, and the channel reached out to Tom Lipschultz for a quick but accurate translation of his posts. Tom is a former localization producer at Exceed Games, and you may also remember how he helped the channel translate scenes from Persona 5 in a previous video. There is quite a lot to go through, and so jumping straight in. First are the 6 posts which were made as part of a thread regarding the localization. It seems that some of the story has been misrepresented. And so, let me be clear, the localization does not make any changes to the original Japanese content. We have checks done for unintentional derogatory terms, discriminatory expressions, potential religious issues, etc., and then correct them in the original script. So any changes made apply to both the Japanese and the overseas versions alike.
So, and this has been the whole thing, is that, yeah, they with the let me try and find something a little better for this. But yeah, the creator of they try to come out with this. They end up kind of contradicting themselves, because then they do admit that they bring people in for some of this work as well. And it's just unfortunate, because it's, like I said, it's kind of like the whole Square Enix thing, where they have their whole like ethics and security sensitivity department and stuff like that. Bandai Namco's getting hit with the same sort of thing of outside influences taking over, or not taking over, but certainly influencing their games. But yeah, it's something, again, like I say, you got to kind of keep an eye out for, and be very aware of what's going on in the gaming industry. And before you do pick up certain games, wait for reviews, wait to see what's being said about them and all that jazz. Vote with your wallet, and don't and just try to avoid supporting the bad projects. Support the developers that are doing good work, that are doing it for their passion, for their love of the hobby and all that. It's gonna be difficult to try and find those, but yeah, I mean, that's all I could kind of top things off with all this nonsense, is just kind of keep your eyes out. And
or just play the older games, like you often say.
Or yeah, just continue to go back to your old library of games. Play the old stuff. Play the classics. I on my 2 days off, I ended up getting through Arkham Asylum. Wonderful, fantastic game. Still to this day. I played through Knights of the Old Republic 1. Amazing, fun story to get through. Again, even though I've gone through it so many goddamn times. Yeah, that, there's, and thanks to, while I have my problems with like CD Projekt Red, their sister company as well, there have been issues, but they do some great stuff with the fact that on goodoldgames.com, they put out old games that'll work on modern systems. And on top of that, when you download that game, you own that game. It is a matter of you, yes, maintaining and keeping that game on a hard drive or external drive or something like that. But the importance is that it's not like restricted by DRM and stuff like that. You could play it offline and everything as well. It's not required for an internet connection to play the games. And I'd say that's definitely a big win. So I'd say also still be selective about what you are looking to purchase and buy and stuff like that. And, that's basically the thing. Just be selective, pick up what you want to pick up, talk to people that that play classic and retro games. Melee Games, Nerdy Neo here. Talk to people that are still in the classics, that aren't so wrapped up in a lot of the new games that are out and everything like that. Because you could find just a wealth of just different stories and game mechanics and all this sort of stuff that was also passionately worked on, that you could still go back and play. And there you go, Fook Norris playing Jagged Alliance 3, and it's hilariously based. There, and you see, there you go. There's a game to go check out. Like Nerdy Neo, many consider KOTOR not just the best Star Wars game, but one of the best games of all time. I think Outcasted Academy are better, though. I mean, who am I to argue with you on that? I would say story-wise, yes, KOTOR probably takes the cake for some of the best storytelling for a Star Wars game. But gameplay-wise, if you want that feeling of being a Jedi and everything like that, using a lightsaber proper, Jedi Outcast and Academy are two games you cannot ignore. They are just the tops for that level of gameplay. And I will say, though, I am biased. I love Katarn. He's a great character. I do think his games are amazingly fun. I enjoy the storylines that were put through for him, and it's worth the playthroughs on all Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast, and Jedi Academy. All of them are worth playing through. So if you ever get that opportunity, do so. And, go through your Steam library if you've got it. If you've got a digital library on any of the consoles, go through those. Go back and replay some old games that you maybe haven't for a while. That's the beauty of having also, like, if you're on a console and they're the physical copies of the games, that's the beauty of actually physically owning those games. You don't have to install it. You don't have to rely on an internet connection half the time. You can just install the game. You just get plug the damn game in and get going. God dang. So that's that. That's what I've got for those two matters that certainly came to my attention over the week that I definitely wanted to launch into. Was there anything you wanted to dive into, Hitman, or shall we get to it?
I'll end on this, and then we can get to Stargate, because this is probably up there with one of my favorite episodes. It goes back to it's just what we go back to about how this is the culture that we now live in. This is the agenda that they're pushing. This is just the content that we're getting, and whether we sit here and we make the argument that it's laziness, or if it's whatever it is, like, this is what we're getting, and it's come to the point in time where I don't think we'll ever get the games. I don't ever think we'll get the content that we got when we grew up or years ago. And so when you first started saying I'm going to say years ago, like, we've been doing this show for years, but like, let's say 80 episodes ago, when you were like, play the old games, go back, do this, do that. I was, you'd say that, and I would somewhat agree, but I was also holding out hope that we would get to a point in time where we would come back. We would come back to a point where we were going to be able to get like the Max Payne and the Gears of War and the these old Doom and all these games that, like, we grew up that were fantastic. I was holding out hope that maybe, just maybe, somebody would step up and the gaming industry would create stuff, like create games, right? And it's kind of similar to like what we've talked about Star Wars. I think the gaming industry is dead. Outside, and what I mean by that is, like, not the industry itself, but the people that are creating the game, like, it's just dead, right? And so now we're having to rely on either old games, or just mods, or people who are creating games that are not necessarily within the same umbrella as the gaming industry,
right?
And it's sad, man, because it's like, this is nothing's going to change. They hold the cards, right? Like, ultimately, like, they hold the cards. Like, we have the money and we can put them out of business, but ultimately they're going to keep creating it, because why? People are buying it, and they know that. Absolutely. They know people are going to buy it. So why would they change? Why would they create games of old that are reminiscent of a bygone era? They don't have to, because they know whatever they put out that's going to sell. It's the same thing with Disney. Now, I believe
things like Disney, yes, but like it is Activision, Call of Duty. They know they're going to sell those games, and look out for Rockstar and GTA. I'm sure that's going to sell too, because people have been waiting for the sequel for quite a long time. But I suspect there's going to be some shenanigans in that shit.
Yeah. So That's the thing. Like they don't need to put the time and the energy into it because they know people are going to buy it. So
Yeah,
I
100%.
and I am just again commend you, but yeah, listen to what Fracture's saying. Go out, buy the old games, play them, because you'll never. I'm not gonna say. Well, no, I'm pretty confident saying we will never get games in the future that could rival the games that we got in the past. If that makes sense, we'll never get another Jedi Outcast. We'll never get another Jedi Academy. We'll never get another Dark Forces. We'll never get like I told you there was on Steam. I wanted to buy the Star Wars pack. The games, it was like $250.
Oh yeah.
It was like it was like $125, $150, right? But it came with like I don't know 16, 20 different Star Wars games, right?
Right.
We'll never come to that. We'll never get to that point again, and that's what's so I guess frustrating. It's like I would much rather it burn. I'd much rather the gaming industry burn to the ground, because then at least I can at least sleep at night knowing like you did this to yourself. You made your bed, sleep in it, type thing, and then maybe through the ashes it could be rebuilt. But it's not going to be rebuilt, and I honestly believe that they probably make it very hard for startup companies to compete.
Yes.
Maybe not. Maybe that's subjective. But like, if you're not with us, you're against us, right?
Right.
So, I just play the old games, watch old shows. Yeah, like, and that's why I like Stargate SG-1, man. I would never have thought in a million years that I'd watch a show that came out in '97 outside Hercules with Kevin Sorbo, right? Because that I just grew up with it. I never thought they would be like. I never thought it could be this good. Like, man, it's 97, but like it's absolutely fantastic. And it puts to shame every show that we've watched within and this was how many years ago? 30 years ago?
Yeah.
20 years ago? Like whatever, like
Stargate,
20, at least 20.
20, yeah.
20. So yeah, without going on a tangent, man, that's just what I would say. Like, the attacks that like it's just the infiltration of everything that like we love has been so yeah.
Yay for Stargate. I have sent out the links to the usual suspects.
Yes.
So when you folks are ready, I'll even just kind of throw it directly to Static, because I don't know if he's paying too close attention. I know he's been playing some Arkham City, I believe. But yeah, just let me know, everyone, if you're making it or not. Spartacus will be sitting this one out. Okay, so
why is Spartacus sitting this one? This is one of the best episodes of season 1.
Oh, shut up.
Literally. Spartacus better get in here, dude. This is literally outside. This and the Nox, like this is up there. This is top tier Stargate SG-1.
But yeah, so looks like Static will be on his way. But we will start getting this at least started to set up. Oh, you're already in there. Damn. Look at you.
The spirits have put you here to learn how to be a woman. There's so many great like how do you not like this episode, man? It's hilarious.
No, I know. I thought I said Static, you're gonna be late. Sorry. All good, homie. You good? No, he was yelling at Spartacus. Meteor Advocate Simone says he hates this episode. Like it is. I don't blame you if you.
We're fighting. Absolute fighting.
All right, let me grab the video.
You know what we should do? Well, I'm sure we'll do this.
It's a long time since I've actually watched through this episode too, because I usually skip it.
You are such a turkey. What we should do at the end of season 1 is like go through our favorite episodes, but this one, and then I really like the Broca Divide. Broca Divide? Is it Broca? The next
Which one?
It's the next episode.
Oh,
episode
the
5.
Broca divide. Yeah, with
Oh,
the
yeah.
people of the light and people of the dark.
Yeah, that's good too.
All right, let me know if you can hear this before we get, because I'm not sharing it yet in Discord, but let me know if you can hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Make sure your fur missile doesn't take out your whole setup again.
Yeah, no, I don't worry. I shout at him anytime he goes under my desk. So
I don't know
hopefully
how he gets under your desk. Huskies are huge.
No, he's not like as big as like regular huskies.
Like a traditional husky.
Alaskan Malamute or the Alaskan husky. So he's kind of still a good sized dog. He's not like as big as my last one.
Trying to finagle his way under your desk. Like, what's he doing down there? Rearranging stuff?
Blackroad, why? Nobody wants to see Hammond naked.
Welcome aboard, son.
Oh, did you not hear? Tell me if you can hear this. Hang on. Were you able to hear that at all?
I could hear it.
All right, you could hear it, but I'm just making sure the chat was hearing it just fine. All right, got me Meteor Advocate Simone catching the lion. Cool. All right, I'll even just kind of roll it back. All right, I can't trust you fuckers. All right, I got Sheevster to confirm he could hear it. He's where
is he?
Listening in on the stream. I told you, I gave him the links. It's up to him if he wants to join us.
He's such a turkey, man.
All right, so to switch things up, let me do the huge. Do I do the whole thing, or do I just?
You haven't started it in Discord, right?
There we go.
This is bullshit. I want Bush. Pan down. We've got Bush.
Oh, hello, pie.
All right. You're in there. You could probably see the black screen, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right, here we go, folks. And if you need links, let me know. I'll get you all set up in the Discord, or if you want to join us on the stream here, just shoot me a DM on Twitter, X, whatever the hell, and I will get those out there. So just let me know. But here we go. Hammond Bush, no! I will occasionally share the screen so just to kind of get
Yes. This temple was destroyed long ago.
Let's get a move on before we meet somebody who remembers why.
There's no signs of human life.
This could be some forbidden zone.
Wait, I hear something. Sounds like dogs.
Get out of here!
You okay? Okay.
Oh. Yes, I am. Thanks be to you. But forgive me. I am a boo of the Shavadai.
Shavadai?
The people of the steppe.
Well, hello. I'm Daniel Jackson. This is Jack.
You are not from the people of the river.
No. We're travelers from very far away.
Sentai wannabe, what?
Sure.
Never have we met anyone from that far away. You will be doubly welcome in my father's camp.
This is Teal'c, and this is Dr. Carter. The dogs are gone.
For now.
This is a woman?
Oh, yeah.
Do I have something growing out of my nose, or?
He looks really upset. It must be some sort of cultural thing.
No! I cannot look at you!
It's kind of cheesy, though. I cannot look at you!
Abu! You must take her. You must take her and go! Go! Raga! These people, they are from the Sea of Ogada.
What is a woman?
Yes.
Colonel, I think these people are Mongols. Is this good news?
Daniel, find out what I did wrong so I can fix it.
No, let them go.
He's right. Just
No, I know what the Sentai is. I just don't know why they're getting brought up in this instance, though. Yeah, I know the original stuff Power Rangers copy, yeah. Blatantly so. I just wasn't sure why they were being brought up at the moment. Hey, Static, how's it going, dude?
Yo.
Oh, the kid was in Power Rangers. Oh! Was he? Okay. I'll take your word for it. Maybe I'll get to know.
My son, when you did not return, I feared you were dead.
You were finally eaten by those dogs.
But
we eat the dogs, damn it.
You beat me.
Is this any way to greet a stranger?
That one is a woman.
observant bunch.
Father, they come from the Sea of Ogada. They do not know our ways.
Law is law. What manner of weapon is that?
It's a firearm. It shoots like your bow shoots an arrow.
She speaks. She dies. So
That was decisive.
Where's this? Can we go there? I said, where's this? Can we go there?
A woman
Absolutely, go there.
saved a life. Hers cannot be taken.
We have to find a Stargate.
You're my guest. If you will travel this country, you must learn our ways.
I'm thinking we should just go back while we're ahead.
If we learn their customs, we'll be okay. It's an incredible opportunity to study an ancient culture up close.
Damn it, Jackson.
This is unbelievable.
I said Jorge, not Joe.
The Mongols who settled in Persian China adapted to the local customs, but there was one tribe, the Chagatai, that kept the traditional life of the steppe nomad. Maybe these Shaffadai are their descendants. I mean, this camp could literally belong to Genghis Khan. It's a living exhibit of a way of life that's been extinct for 900 years.
Can we bring it back?
Please sit. Now you may talk.
Good, because I still don't understand what happened out there.
Among our people, it is death for a woman to show her face in public.
Or to wear the clothes of a man.
The old laws weigh heavy. It is well you saved Abu from the dogs. It gave me a way to prevent your death.
Thank you for that.
Soon, the old laws.
Why does the Mongol woman still speak to us?
Will no longer serve us. Trade.
Oh, well, looky who we got here. It's your fancy pants out of this little live streaming there. How's it going, Brad?
Pause the show.
Oh, thank you.
How's it going, Brad?
He can't hear us.
Are you full? Oh, God, it's going to his junk.
This thing's not. Okay.
Can you hear us?
Now.
Can you hear us?
Hold on a second.
Yeah, you call us and tell
over
us.
Here. It's too good to listen to us.
Just so you know, I can't hear you guys for shit. No, but you want to say hi to Static?
Who?
What's up?
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Hey, guys.
How are
I can't wave.
I
This
can't
is
hear
the
shit.
disadvantage of being unable to
no,
wave.
No one can hear us. It's too loud.
Oh,
I got code 45.
I just bought him his second drink, so we'll just see how this goes.
Yeah, my second drink.
But we'll just have to.
Absolutely, my second drink.
Well, I actually
his bedtime's
I fell down
9
a flight
p.m.
of stairs earlier, and I'm pretty busted up. My legs are pretty damaged, but I'm all right. I have a drink in my hand.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I saw the tweet. Yeah, she said she fell down the stairs.
Yes, I did fall down the stairs. And I have a drink in my hand.
Brad has to be in bed by 9 p.m.
Well, shoot. He has like 35 more minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, we're having a good time. Hey, I'm happy that I got to see you guys.
I'm glad to see you too. How many people are there?
Oh man, how many people are here?
I don't know. It's a good number.
It's pretty big. I'm sorry.
So is see Drinker over. Oh, there's Drinker and Ryan over there.
You see that?
Who and Ryan?
Drinker, critical drinker.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how well they can see that, but
I can see Ryan.
it's really loud. We can't hear a damn thing you guys are saying. But we just want to stop in and say,
You're
like,
saying a lot of slurs.
Yes, lots of. They still
Say it
can't hear.
again.
We were saying lots of slurs. It's okay.
He said it's okay.
all right. Anyway, just stopping in to say hi. That's
Good to
it.
see you, man.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Have fun.
Mr. High Rolling Fancy Pants over here. All right, back to Stargate.
Camels, the finest wool and medicines. Drugs of unheard of power.
Oh, we've got some pretty swell drugs of our own.
Colonel, a lot of breakthroughs in medicine are coming out of the mountains and the jungles. We should really see what he's got.
I will show you. Follow me. I'm afraid you cannot go until you
Oh,
are
thanks, Meteor Advocate Timon. I just saw your
Properly
tweet. Here's who he's
Probably do what
referring
they
to.
want.
For Joe
Anthropologists
Vargas.
do it all the time.
He was in the
Dress and live as the people they're studying.
well, the Ninja Power
I'm
Ranger
not an
series.
anthropologist.
That's the gentleman
You
right
are
there that we just
today.
saw.
I used the medicine on this wound from a fire arrow in a recent skirmish. The shoulder was badly burned. And the moment I began treatment, there was no pain.
This could be an anesthetic we haven't seen before.
We should take some back and test it.
I mean, I guess that's even like the important thing about even like these side missions that they go on that is considered
Daniel,
filler.
Find me an
But they do
anthropologist
find
that
stuff that
this
is like
man
meant to be
with this
beneficial
dress.
to their like what they bring back from the Stargate. So in this case, medicines and everything.
You
But then it becomes a point later that they want
most
technology.
beautiful woman I have ever seen.
Guess the kid doesn't get out much. Look, I will not wear this thing over my face. I don't care how much embroidery it has on it. And this dress, or whatever it's called, I mean, I can't move, I can't walk.
I don't know.
Everybody's pitching a tent.
It kind of works for me. It's you. It's
You.
definitely you. The good news is you were right. One of Abu's plants seems to work as an anesthetic. We're taking some home to be analyzed.
All things considered, Samantha, if we have to come back here, it might be a better idea if we brought an all-male team.
No offense.
Well, in view of the fact that you all get to go to this party tonight and I get to stay in this yurt that smells like rancid yak butter, none taken. I'll just get a good night's sleep and hope for better luck next time.
You gonna be all right?
Still doubting me? Haven't been afraid of the dark since I was 2.
You look great.
Ruh-roh. Stranger danger! Stranger danger!
Doctor, we're about ready to go. Doctor, we're about ready to
She bailed.
go.
She peaced out.
You better kill me now because I am gonna talk.
Here, you may drink and eat.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
There's something I want. More than life itself. Until yesterday, I thought it was impossible. And then I saw you, dressed like that. And I knew your beauty would buy it for me.
What do you mean buy?
I will trade you.
You can't do that.
I can.
I'm a human being, not property.
You're on our lands now.
We are going. The men are not as tolerant as my father. Be warned.
Any signs? No one's seen her since last night.
All right, find Teal'c. I want everybody geared up and ready to move out in 15 minutes.
Okay, let me talk to Miguel first. This could be another misunderstanding. Cultural differences.
The hell with culture. A member of my team has been neutralized. That's a hostile act.
How is it that you always come up with the worst case scenario? I practice.
And he's
subtitles.
Camp. That's great.
The horse should be identifiable. One of the hooves was splayed. The horse belongs to my son. He is also missing.
Okay, Dad. What's going on here?
I am as ignorant as you.
I don't think so. Now, he took Captain Carter. I want to know why.
Among the Shavadai, women are valued highly for trade. Foreign women, most of all.
Can you help me track him?
Now that I know what to look for, I believe so.
If Abu gives her up peacefully, no one will get hurt. Right?
We'll do our best.
I will give you horses and guide you myself. My son has betrayed me as well as you.
What a dick. Little brat's gonna get an ass whooping.
Turkey may wish to bid me welcome. I've come to trade.
Then come, Shavadai. See the son of my enemy. How he pales in my presence. Risk your head coming here.
He was trying to decide where to put the leg exactly.
Yes.
I don't belong to this man. I was abducted against my will.
Where is she from?
My friends will come after me. They have weapons more powerful than you can imagine, and they won't hesitate.
Silence! Or I will have you beaten.
You may do whatever you wish with her. When she is yours.
It has begun.
And I would see her.
Yep, Jack is right on it.
Turn around.
No.
Slowly.
I want a show.
Look at me. Your eyes and the carved blue river stones. Sit.
Are you satisfied?
Name your price. Why'd you hesitate? So name it. Gold, horses, weapons. I have the finest metal craftsmen in the
Oils I use for my chest.
What then?
Naya.
You would trade a woman for another woman?
Naya is not just another woman.
No, she is my daughter. She will marry a chieftain, the desert warlord Chimaka.
Father, please.
It is done. Chimaka will come on the next moon.
It's 3 days. How can you do that to your own daughter?
Your beauty will not soften my anger much longer. The offer for the woman is 300 weights of gold. Take it or die. Either way, the woman is mine.
Oh, coward.
Oh, you knew your dad was going to let you go anyways. Don't give me that shit.
What was that?
I was just saying that that girl knew her daughter wasn't going to let her go anyways.
She's spoken to.
And I'm kind of with Hitman. This might be the best episode ever.
They stopped here. To restore horses, and so must we. For 2 marks. If we do not find them, we will pay whatever you ask for the loss of Qatar.
We can't do that. We don't own our women.
Truly?
Yes.
Have you fallen so far?
And we heard stories about the Shavadai women, that once they were free, some were even warriors who fought with their husbands in battles. Mongol might have been the legendary Amazon.
We do not speak of it. The laws for women were made to protect and hide them from the demons who brought us to this place.
Demons.
It is only in legend and long time ago, the dawn of our time.
Here we get a little extra gould.
Why have the laws been changed?
Some say they will return. I think it is an excuse for men to have their way. Among the Shavadai, even the lowliest man is chief among his women.
Is that why you only have one wife? To
Oh, he's
set a
the
kind of
progressive
example?
one.
My people see it as a weakness.
Because you love her?
Okay.
Father will kill you.
Come away with me. Tonight,
What? Just doing that. Shit.
I have listened to the wind. You will come. I will wait for you by the Tem tree.
Meteor Advocate Timon says 90s punch right in the plot.
Now you are two guy, woman of the forest. What can you do? Can you cook? Spin, weave, make dyes.
I'm a lousy cook, and I couldn't spin, weave, or dye if my life depended on it. You made yourself a bad deal.
Well, where you come from, you must have done something.
In my world, I am a warrior and a scholar. I do the work of men.
Warrior. Let me tell you what I do. I raid and burn the tents of my enemies. I slaughter the men, trade the women and children. For this, I am feared.
He's getting close to a Conan speech there.
The allegiance of 22 tribes.
But you have to sell your daughter off to make it 23?
How would you like to be hung upside down with dust-filled rags stuffed in your mouth and nostrils? Slow death from suffocation.
I'm sorry, I'm sure you know what's best for her.
The spirits have brought you here to teach you how to be a woman.
Can she always wear that? Jeudy says Samantha channeling her inner Ezio. At least you didn't get the Christopher Reeve treatment on the horse. Jeez.
What kind of woman are you? Do you respect nothing? Care for no one but yourself? These were responsible for you. Now because of you, they will be punished.
No! It was my fault. If you need to beat a woman to feel like a man, try me.
I value spirit in my horses, not my women. Belong to me. You run your place. Be obedient, or you will suffer far worse than a beating.
I heard what you did for my mother. I am grateful. Okay. We are all afraid. If you do not obey, my father will kill you.
I know.
My father is a good man. He never mistreats a woman unless she has done something wrong.
There's no excuse to beat a woman ever.
He is a powerful warlord. Our women and our children are always protected, always have food.
How can you defend him? He's packing you off to marry a total stranger.
I have no choice. I'm not free to choose.
And you never will be until one of you says no.
want to say it. Will you help me?
The tracks lead directly there.
Who owns the place?
An enemy. A man who kills for pleasure. This is very bad.
Well, then we'll go in and get her up tonight.
For your attack, there will be war. And Turgan is allied with 22 clans. And when he fights, he takes no prisoners.
You mean they'd kill all of you?
Yes. If you will wait until morning, I will go and request trade. He cannot refuse.
But what will happen to Dr. Carter tonight if we wait?
Turgan will partake in his newest purchase.
Oh, there's not a chance in hell.
I'm going to rock that boat first, damn it.
If a man wants a woman, she can say no.
No one refuses Turgan and lives.
Then we go now.
Stop! He's moved!
Mere Advocate says he's a good man. He only kills to remain in power. I mean, if you want to keep that power, you gotta do some pretty extreme things there.
Oh my God.
I paid 300 weights of gold.
Is that a lot?
Enough to buy 10 women.
How much are you willing to spend to get her back?
We will offer 350 weights of gold.
Oh, she is difficult.
I kind of want to get rid of her at this point.
A rare prize.
400. 400.
I may even make her wait.
Oh, for crying out loud. 500.
Hey.
We'll pay it back. Why this one? I have others, younger, fit to bear many sons. Enough to start your own tribe.
She is a woman of power for our people. Not only a warrior, but a shaman. She knows the spirits of our land. They tell her when it's time to plant grain, when water will be scarce, things like that.
You take me for a fool.
He speaks truly. In the land of Ogata, the women are as ours were long ago.
That and more. Cartier is our chieftain. Our people need her.
I'm sensing bullshit.
You have nothing I want.
Oh, yeah?
He's gonna be upset.
All right, there's only 5 more rounds in that clip. Time to go.
One more rounds.
I've never been so happy to see you guys.
Oh, sure you have.
Remember that time on P3X 595? You drank that stuff that made you take off?
We won't get into that right now.
Hey, why couldn't we see that one?
I want to thank you for
Yeah,
your
what was
help.
that episode?
Right?
We'll leave it.
I feel cheated.
I don't blame you for what Abu did. I don't blame him either. No.
Progressives.
God damn it, they ruin everything.
It's what they call love.
Got it.
Bless you. There you go.
Please, you must help me.
What happened? Where's Naya?
She came to me, just like the wind said she would. But before we could make our way, her father caught us. Now, if you don't help me, she will be stoned to death. Curse me for the madness. Better to have left her to marry Chimaka.
I would not see anything I cared for go to Chimaka.
Can I get a little clarification here? Her own father ordered her stoned to death, is that right?
Because she broke the law of the land.
Tegan is compelled to uphold the law, even more if it applies to his own. He must rule by example.
We have to go back now.
Negative.
She can't be more than 16 or 17.
Captain, if we go in there and try and get that little girl out, we could be starting a war on this planet.
Since when are you a politician, Colonel?
Easy, Captain.
De oppresso liber, to free from oppression, Special Forces motto.
I know what it is. That's our world. This is theirs.
We have the right to interfere in their customs or reinterpret their laws.
Yes! Maybe you guys aren't getting this, but they are about to kill this teenage girl simply for being in love with this boy.
Please, use your weapons and free her.
Colonel is right. It would mean war, Abu. My son, you must choose between one woman and your people.
I cannot.
Neither can I. Naya broke the law because of me. I can't leave her here to die.
But if it is one life or many?
Wait. No, there has to be another way. Miguel, what about the old laws? Isn't there something...
Hail to you, Star Wars Marvel purists. How's it going, man?
Yes, if we fight with law, Turgan cannot make war.
Better late than never, yeah.
Father, please, think. Remember, there must be a law.
Correcting Jack for magazine, not clip.
Father, forgive me.
Stone her! Do not!
You have no say here, Shavadai.
Stoning may be challenged by another chieftain.
There is no such law.
There is.
I have it here under my hat.
In the Song of Akantia, the spirit will
Meteor
strengthen.
Advocate Simone says this is why Star Trek has the prime directive.
I will not fight a cripple.
Yeah, but they're always breaking that shit.
You insult my honor by by implying.
Didn't that come along more in Next Generation, or was that also in the original
will
series? 'Cause I don't
lose, and my
remember it
daughter
so
will
much in
still
the
die.
original series.
I haven't watched so much OG,
So
but
unless there's another chieftain,
they got all up in their feelings.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure, as I recall, Kirk didn't give a bug.
And fight. Here's your chance to shut me up once and for all.
Here it comes.
I will abide by the wisdom of the spirits. Let them
Timon says, indeed, static.
Justly.
So when your back's up against the wall and there's no tomorrow, just take one day at a time and remember, the bigger they are, etc.
You don't think I can win?
Sure I do. I assume you've had at least some basic hand-to-hand training.
Yeah, level 3 advanced.
You'll do fine.
Oh yeah, that's right. She's like supposed to be like a marksman or something, isn't she?
I don't remember. Like, I don't recall all of the direct.
Yeah, I thought she was just a nerd.
So
That's
just
what I
out
thought,
of
too.
curiosity, how do the spirits determine who wins?
But I mean, regardless, she's still growing up like basically it's supposed to be a primitive Mongol.
To the death.
True.
He's gonna have the. I'm pretty sure he's taller than she is. He's got the size advantage, the weight advantage.
Hey, no one said anything about
Knives.
Carter, do not kill him.
I don't want to.
You have won. I am free to go with Abu.
I want to hear it from you.
She's free to go.
And the Shabadai?
By law, there can be no war between us.
And me?
As unfun as that will be.
And me?
Also free to go.
Why is the audio shit out?
I don't know. Flawless victory. I mean, yeah. I mean, well, no, she fell down. She took a head bump and everything. But we didn't get a fatality.
The wedding?
Oh, a 6-day wedding. You know, we really should get back.
It is a joyous time, but we all wish you and Naya many years of happiness and many sons too. And daughters.
All Shabadai, be free!
It is how you will be remembered, Qatar.
So you think this new anesthesia will be a miracle drug on Earth?
Well, if it is, I bet somebody else will get the credit. We can never say where it came from. Damn.
Flawless victory and political correctness. Yes. The old term for it.
when political correctness started to become a thing.
Well, and I mean, it's like this episode and Hathor are probably the two that kind of have little instances like this. More this one than Hathor. Hathor just has like a little conversation between Carter and the doctor. I forget her. Janice? I forget her name. But yeah.
Oh, was that just so that they could pass the Bechdel test?
The early Bechdel test, yes. But I mean, like beyond that, they don't. It isn't ever a thing. Like it is too. Like even with the whole, my reproductive organ. I was born with my reproductive organs on the inside line from the pilot episode. They end up making fun of that much later down the line.
Right? Yeah.
I didn't see that.
It was in the first. Yeah, it was in the first episode. There you are, Hitman. You've been so quiet.
I've not been enjoying this episode, man. It's the best episode.
Like they're beating on women, dude.
But the woman, I bet she beat on him. At the end, it was like
at the end for a death fight.
Yeah, it's great. Dog ate it up. You loved it.
You're right. But Hathor has some hot ladies. Yes, they do.
I don't. So here's the thing. We'll get to Hathor, but like, is she the mother of all the Goulds or one of them? Because I think Chris was trying to explain it.
Yes, if I remember right.
Just one, or she the one?
The one to Raw, I believe.
You need to go back and watch that.
She was Raw's bitch.
You need to get me access. We got to figure out how to watch the movie again, because maybe that'd be another like refresher again with Raw and everything. Because I'm sure there's probably
I'll get you the file to watch the movie again so you can. Well, the movie doesn't explain like much on his background. We get it mostly through the series.
I got it. Okay, so it wouldn't do much.
Rewatch the Hathor episode so you can maybe get a refresher on that whole thing. Yeah, she is one queen, says Timon. Yeah.
So, I thought it was fun. I mean, I thought, like I was telling you before the show fractured. I don't know if they ever have filler episodes in this series, but maybe this one could.
You felt like they don't. No, yeah.
I don't, because they're still good. Like I was telling you, like with like Disney and everything, it's like, yeah, you have filler because they can't come up with anything. So I don't know.
Well, and I pointed out earlier too. It's like they still kind of loop something in with their little miracle drug thing that they wanted to bring back to.
Right.
Yeah,
it still makes.
It's still kind of having something to tie in, but like it's less serious or less important to the grand scheme of things as some of the other episodes, because like it becomes is like the mandate is like they want more technology, not necessarily medicines, but they want technology to help progress forward.
Whatever episode it is, it's titled Politics. That was I can't stand that guy. The senator.
Yeah,
I was hoping Silk would hit him with his staff weapon, dude, and just take him out.
Senator Kenzie, I think it is.
And then the other colonel that was in episode 1.
He's a piece of work because he does come back throughout the series for a bit.
Oh, I'm so excited! That other colonel that was in episode 1 or 2.
They bring him back, don't they? That's right.
So
I forgot which one that was, but yeah, I know who. If I saw him again, the whole slick back hair, dude.
Yes, that guy. Real piece. No. So did you? Okay, so honestly, joking aside, did you not like this episode? Did you like this episode? Like, what were you guys?
It's mainly like the ending and everything, and just some of the little sprinkled in shit here and there where they get into the whole kind of girl power kind of nonsense.
Which is much better than what Mando and Gina, what Disney did with Mando and Gina, in my opinion. I don't know.
I mean, at least, like Carter wasn't punching a dude with a metal helmet that's apparently indestructible and can't be phased. Will be phased by being punched by her.
Right.
When it comes to like super paddle droid things that are punching the dome, no effect. But
I mean, I'm biased because I really like Kerry Tagawa. I don't know if I pronounced his last name right. Dude from Mortal Kombat. I really like him.
Yeah.
So it's just that's probably mainly why.
Oh no, he like chewed the scenery just right, and he had some good little moments here and there for it too. But Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa.
I can never pronounce it. Yeah, him. He's also Johnny Tsunami. Fantastic show.
The Johnny Tsunami, you kept throwing me off. I had no idea what the hell
he played the grandfather bit. Well, and then I think next week is one of my favorite. I really like this next episode.
Well, you said this was one of your favorites.
This is, but the next one is really good too. This is what I'm telling you, man. Like you get like it's not like
the Broca divide. Yes. The weird virus thing that they end up contracting and everything. Yeah.
And I think it's hilarious because in a later episode, the Talon get invited to live with them, and they're like basically told them to F off.
They were too primitive for them.
Yeah, they were too. He's like, you think you're primitive? These are too primitive. Which I really like the Talon too. I think that's interesting. I don't know if they touch on it later if they touch a lot about that race later in the show.
No, they kind of go away after a point.
Oh, so this is what I told you. Every episode, like even within season 1, because I think I shared with you, I've been watching it. There's not a bad episode. I mean, there's episodes where you can be like, okay, well, I didn't quite understand it, but it's still enjoyable.
Well, it's like this episode is one where I could pass and be fine, and then
you probably not have to you don't have to watch this to understand
the episode. The first commandment, which I think is the one where the SG team leader goes completely bonkers and starts kind of leading it to cult, and stuff like that. That one it's kind of like not necessary.
I don't think it's essential either.
But otherwise, I'll watch all the rest of the episodes.
Cold Lazarus, I don't really understand. That's episode 7, I'm assuming.
Cold Lazarus. That's the one with the crystals. Yeah. The crystal replicating things. Yeah.
So, but like I said, it's just really good, wholesome. So,
Nerdy Neo says, I really liked that guy, the Shang Tsung actor. Yeah. He pretty much was the highlight for the episode. Like I said, chewing some scenery, being a good villain, granted a bit 2-dimensional and all that, but like still it was just kind of fun just to watch him be a dick.
He can play, but that's the thing, that guy Kari Tagawa, I'm not going to try and pronounce the middle name. He can play a fantastic villain and a really good just a good guy as well. Like he's just a well-balanced actor.
Yeah, I'm just so used to him being Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
So anything else, I've not watched all of his work. His other work. I think the other thing I saw him in was it was with Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren. I think. If I see the name of the movie, which I'm just going through really quick. Pretty sure it was an 80s flick too. Yeah, it would have had to been. Let's see, go further down. Once I see the name, I'll probably wait. He was in Big Trouble in Little China. Oh, he's an extra. Where the hell? I could have sworn
he played in. I didn't show all of his movies, but he played in Planet of the Apes in 2001.
Yeah, here it is. Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren and Brandon Lee.
I meant to watch that.
I remember it being good.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people saying it's really good.
What's it called?
Shows off.
Is it Showdown in Little Tokyo, you said?
Yeah, Showdown in Little Tokyo.
I'll watch it.
But yeah, this is another movie that I remember Tagawa being in because he's also he's another villain. Yeah. So it's like that's kind of always my frame of reference for is being a villain. So no, I have to rewatch this one too because it's been a while.
Static, what were your thoughts? I know I'm just curious what you thought about the episode. Did you like it, or is it just are you like Fracture? Is that guy I could do without it?
It was humorous in ways that they didn't intend it to be. and that's probably just looking at it through the lens of today.
Yeah, for sure.
It wasn't like unlike today, we'd have the next 7 episodes be all about this one.
Yeah,
right.
Well,
and I would say like even we're looking at it from like today's perspective, but like even when I was first watching this series, when I don't know, early 2000s, before I was so, before any of us were so hyper into all this sort of shit of knowing everything that's being put in. I mean, this episode always felt very off-putting. It's kind of cringy anyway. So like, I know it's unfair to look at things from a modern lens and all that, but well, supposedly Sheepster just snorted at me. But it's just such a cringy fucking episode. I hate to use that word, but it's true, especially the little fight at the end.
Yeah.
Sorry to step on you there, Static.
Oh no, it's all good. But yeah, it's like it was funny. It was a Stargate episode, right? Like it wasn't any. I didn't hate it. It wasn't great.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
I'm not going your top 10 for season 1 episodes.
No, absolutely not. But which is funny because it's
the first 2 are going to be hard to beat.
That is such a thing though, because they went off such a high energy situations going on, and even like the last one, The Enemy Within, even though that was a little more centralized to just being at Stargate Command, I mean, it was still the whole thing of they were trying to work out the situation of the Gould being in Kowalski and all that, so it brought that extra bit of intrigue, and like, when is it taking him over, when isn't it? So they, I mean, even though that one was a little more contained over the Children of the Gods episodes, it was still like very interesting to push more of the world building along for the Gould and what they as the little reptilian snake things that they are capable of.
I agree with you, Static. It's hard to beat those first 2 episodes. There's another good, I think 6, like the Core Eye, where like I think Teal gets on, like he's put on trial. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to beat those 2. Like even going through the whole season, it's like, man, because I agree with you, like Fracture, like it goes. There's just so much going into those first 2 episodes where I don't know, they're just so enjoyable. Thor's Hammer was pretty good, I thought, but
I'm looking forward to getting to that one again because there's bits and pieces that I haven't quite, that I need to like remember and everything. And as Media Advocate Phone's pointing out, Tagawa has also appeared in an episode of MacGyver, and I just looked at that. He was an Asian buyer. Doesn't say which episode, but now I'm trying to remember if I went through the series a while ago, but I didn't remember him popping up. And Nerdy Neo says he was in the High Castle.
Man in the High Castle.
Man in the High Castle, sorry. And Surf Ninjas. Oh my god. What? Surf Ninjas, really? Was he?
Why don't I remember Surf Ninjas? Like that sounds so familiar, and I know I watched it when I was a kid.
Let's see. Where is it? There's a Stargate SG-1. Oh, there's Johnny Tsunami. Okay, now I see it on the list. I'm not seeing. Wait, unless I'm just completely missing it, which is possible. But I know Surf Ninjas had like there's Baywatch. Should I? No, I'm not seeing it on the list. It's on IMDb. Yeah, nothing's coming up for Surf Ninjas. But no, had I think Leslie Nielsen in it. It had the kid that was in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. That befriended the turtles in it. Hang on, I'll pull it up really quick. Oh, no worries, Meter Advocate Timon. We all know there's so many different things out there for movie roles and what people are in. But yeah, I had Rob Schneider in it. Which is kind of funny, him being a freaking
yeah. This is looking familiar. I totally watched
never
this.
watched it all the way through. I always remember the commercials on VHSs that we rent when we'd rent them back in the day. There's Leslie Nielsen with his half metal face. Was it? It was like Ernie Reyes Jr. That was John. Yeah, he's in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, Secret of the Ooze. But yeah.
Baby Rob.
Oh my god. Oh,
I probably rented that more than once.
Oh my god. I might have to check this out because I never watched it. I always remember it popping up, I think, when we rented Ernest movies.
Okay.
It's from the same company.
That would make sense.
That or the Ninja Turtles, because again, it was New Line. So and they did the Turtles distribution or whatever. So yeah, I think it was from the Turtles movies, and I remember this popping up, especially with Ernie Reyes Jr. being in it. I think it's on the Secret of the Ooze tapes we'd rent. But yeah. Oh my god. Oh. Old 90s movies. The cheese is strong with them.
Still good.
So we got any final thoughts on this episode, or shall
right for next week's episode? I think it gets better. My opinion.
Definitely. Meter Advocate Timon was asking, please click on Space Ranger. What is it? Space Ranger. Where was I seeing that?
Oh, that might have been on the IMDb you were just looking at.
Let's see. Space Ranger. Let me just fucking type it in.
It's not 1992 sci-fi movie, is it? Or 93, whatever.
I gotta say, 93 to 94. It looks like a TV series. Oh, this has Tagawa in it. Okay. Asking you shall receive. But yeah, Space Rangers, a ragtag police force stationed in deep space on planet Avalon's Fort Hope. They deal with all manner of criminals, aliens, technology, and more mundane problems of certain individuals trying to have them shut down. Huh. But yeah, there's Tagawa there. It looks like he's playing some sort of mutant space alien thing. Funny. Creator Pendon Shum. Trying to see if there's any other names I recognize, but just him. Huh. But yeah, that's Space Rangers. Yeah, 93 to 94. Anywho, for the Stargate, yeah, it's like I say, it's an episode that could easily be skipped. You don't have to include it in your watch list, but I figured, hey, let's go. If we're doing this, we're doing all of them. We're going through the cringe or no cringe.
Yeah, might as well. I'm here for the ride.
I am too. So yeah. So we'll just close this out. Static, you got anything?
What the
fuck was that? Hitman, what are you doing over there?
Not me. What are you doing?
DG.
Oh, the camera's on?
Camera's on the whole time, huh?
So yeah, well, in about an hour, you can catch me on my channel Static 2020, where I will be streaming Batman Arkham City because we need to play, because there's just much better Arkham games out there than Sushi Squad.
100%.
And then you can find me Monday for Monday Night Bloodbath. where we'll be talking about politics and such. There was a bunch of stuff that happened Wednesday. I can't remember it all off the top of my head, but I'll just go back to my bookmarks. And yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. We got all sorts of weird. We got Trump cases being delayed and all this stuff.
Ooh.
And then Thursday, back for the weekend pregame where more Clown World.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wait, no. This Thursday is
what
is woke?
Yeah. Rehashing that topic.
Yep, we're doing what is woke, and as of right now, we've got Adam the Renaissance Nerd and Paul Hadouken joining us for that.
That'll be fun. Okay, cool. Yeah, and definitely looks like Nerdy Neil just started playing Arkham City last night too. Everybody's getting in on the game. I got through, like I mentioned, Arkham Asylum. That was a blast. I think like they do kind of have that issue. The endings do kind of peter out a bit. Last boss fights, they're like, yeah. I still enjoyed it. I still loved it. It was so great. It's fun just to kind of hear the Batman and Joker at it, and I wasn't even thinking of basically even Hamill being a complete nut job. It was just fun just to hear those characters coming to life again in that game, and basically like it would be playing an episode of Batman the Animated Series. And I tried to ask you earlier, so like, did you go on hard mode or did you keep it normal?
I'm always hard.
All right. There you go. But so yeah, like Static said, going back to bringing in some real Arkham games, the good stuff that stands I'd say the test of time. It's still looking good, plays well, all that jazz. Hitman, you got anything you want to pimp out or anything?
Just started season 2, so try to get to season 10 by this week. So
Glad to hear it. I might have to just watch ahead a little bit for some episodes too, because I've been really itching. But I've been enjoying doing this. It might give me some more ability to do some more bringing up on Stargate itself. But yeah, and yeah, for even myself, possibly tomorrow. I don't know, maybe Monday. Do some streaming. I want to get back into trying getting the finals played through some more. I haven't touched that game in a while. Otherwise, Wednesday I'll decide on what I want to stream next. Not sure just yet. Maybe I'll jump to Arkham Knight. We'll see. And then I'll be joining Static 2020 on his channel for the weekend pregame. Will be fun. And then next week we'll be back here, same bat time, same bat channel for episode 5. Yeah, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, the Braca Divide, where they all get a crazy primal virus, and there's the light area, the dark area. Good stuff,
dude.
So
you got to do Arkham Origins.
Oh, maybe that's what I'll do on Wednesday. Then I'll load that up.
Well, okay. If you don't have it, wait for it to go on sale.
No. I do. I got it. I grabbed it during one of the Christmas sales or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Got it really, 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 really cheap. So I have it. I just have not gotten around to playing it ever. So maybe that'll be a good time to do that.
The fucking Deathstroke fight. It's so good.
I know you guys keep telling me about the boss fights, so I have to see this for myself. But yeah, so with that, we'll say good night to y'all. Have a good one, and we'll see you next week again for more of the Stargate fun, and who knows what we'll do for topics, because Lord knows things seem to be flying fast at times. So with that, good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah!
I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said.
You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, yeah, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, yeah. But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring. The one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, yeah. Yeah, you came in there with your poses, yeah, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, yeah. And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. Yeah, that put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, yeah, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, yeah, said go ahead, do the thing, yeah. You won't steal my thunder, no. When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is complete and utter